Warning. This show contains content intended for adult audiences. The language is crass at best and downright insulting most of the time. This is all made for the sake of comedy and poor sophomoric taste. The skits are parodies, and any similarity to real people or stories is purely coincidental. Any insults hurled at any one human is made in jest. We're just covering our bases for when one of you skins your knee on an internet insult. We love you. Again, this is all a joke, whether you laugh or not. Not just the show, but this waking existence. The great cosmic giggle. Try not to take it seriously.
15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo. Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and sentient artificial intelligence. Join us on this journey to find the others. Because no matter where we find ourselves in this multiverse, the act of existing is all too familiar.
Guys? Is anybody out there? Hello?
The mushroom has a tremendous problem-solving ability.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
As we look across this great expanse and stare at the stars, we can't help but be reminded these lights, though we're seeing them all at the same time, happen across a multi-billion-year delta. Some of those fires burned millions of years ago, some billions, but all of them happened so we could experience them in this one singular moment.
They called us scouts. They called us seekers. They called us Hoosier. But we were destined to question everything.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
It's the Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. Question all the things that you know. Steve likes the weed. Tell you about DMT. The Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. The Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. Hoosiers with the dream. Sophisticated blasphemy. It's the Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. Question all the things that you know. So let's set our minds free for the singularity. It's the Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. The Hoosier Sophisitcate Show.
Watching my daughter fight for her life and seeing her, we were her only advocates. And I feel so much better knowing that I am exhausting all efforts.
Hey guys, welcome to the Missouri Cannabis Podcast. I'm here with a pretty new but pretty good friend of mine. I feel like we're kindred spirits.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
I feel like, from the minute we kind of made contact, I was like, I kind of like this dude. Hearing your story has really touched my fucking soul, man. For people who don't know, I met John because of Sweet Leaf Emporium, and they got me in contact with you because you have a 3-year-old little girl named Aubrey who has medulloblastoma. And we're trying to end the stigma with cannabis so we can improve people's lives and save people's lives. So I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining me, man. Thank you for your willingness to get this out there, because I think you've seen from the little time you've been around this community that when shit hits the fan, they got your back. Definitely. There's no question about that at all. Yeah, and it's been a beautiful thing for you because you're fairly new to this. Don't let me tell you her whole story. Take me back as far as you want to go. So in November of 2018, my daughter started having symptoms of just headaches, holding her ears. We thought it was just typical sickness, honestly. Yeah. So for us, we basically took her to the local urgent care and said, hey, we need to check her out, see what's going on. We want to make sure that she's okay. That was a starting point. So they diagnosed us with just a normal head cold, gave us antibiotics, said she'll be over it in a week. The week went by, things were getting harder, worse. She wasn't eating more, was sleeping more, and we took her back to the urgent care. They said, well, we think she caught a stomach bug. Again, we knew something was wrong as parents. I think that you can testify that you know when something's wrong with a child. So we just kept fighting and said we have to figure it out. So we called our local pediatrician, and she said, I want to send you up to Children's for more testing. So when we got there, where are you from? We're from Farmington, down in Farmington. Okay. The local hospital, local pediatricians, they said we're going to send you there. So we went to Children's in St. Louis, and when we got there, they said we think she's dehydrated. We're going to send you home. My wife's like, not a chance. We know there's something wrong. No kid sleeps this much, has lost this much weight. From dehydration. So through that, we did an MRI, came back. I'm sitting at the house thinking it was no big deal. They said it was dehydration. So time goes on. I call my wife, no answer. I'm starting to get worried. I'm calling again, and finally a doctor picks up the phone and says, is this Aubrey's father? I was like, absolutely. What's going on? My wife's pregnant up there, nervous as can be. He said, your wife's really upset. How soon can you get here? So instantly in my mind, I know something's going on. I said, you have to tell me. The doctor called you from your wife's phone. Exactly. Whew. I said, what's going on? You can't send me an hour and a half drive blind. He said, ask for a birth date, all the things that you have to tell him. He said, your daughter has a brain tumor. By the location, the size, we think it's cancerous. We can't guarantee that until we do a biopsy. So all this is running through my mind. I remember literally just... Do you know what a biopsy or even any of that... Because what a biopsy, they just cut out a little piece of it? Yeah. But it's in your brain. Isn't that pretty major to even get a little piece of it, I would imagine? Or how did that... So what transpired next, basically we show up. Everything's a million miles an hour whenever you find these things out. People don't realize you don't even get time to think. That's 24 hours went by and it was time for surgery. 48 hours. And the doctors just said, this is the way to go. You have to do the surgery. If another month goes by, your child will not be with us possibly. And they wanted to get her in immediately? Automatically, we're ready to go. So you had no time to really research anything? You didn't have any choices. They just tell you what your choices are, really. That's kind of, I don't want to say that sounds nefarious, and I'm sure their hearts are in the right place, but that seems a little crazy with the advancements of science. We're finding out that there's other ways to attack cancer cells without cutting them out immediately on a little kid. All right, so they tell you that. So next goes the 11-hour brain surgery. She's in for 11 hours. They remove a tumor the size of a tennis ball from the back of her brainstem. After that, again, it's another time warp.
We're just in the hospital teaching her how to talk again, teaching her how to walk. The things that we take for granted every single day that are so huge, just when your child talks for the first time, when your kid walks for the first time, all those things, when you have one child, the next one, it just gets more normal and more normal. We had to teach her those things again. I remember crying our eyes out so many times just hearing her talk for the first time and seeing her walk for the first time. I mean, I smile thinking about it because it was such an accomplishment. And so after that time goes by and you're just not prepared. You don't know what to think, and they say chemotherapy is the only option. Really, that's in several years, that's all they've came up with is still the same old chemo radiation treatment. So of course we follow along, and as we're going, I start thinking, what are the other options? What are ways that we can do this without harming our child? And that's where we started doing more studies and more research, and we ended up hearing about RSO. So through that, I just kept reading, but nothing was available at that time. You couldn't even get a patient license. When we asked our doctors, our first doctor basically wrote us off with it. She said there's no chance, there's no studies on it, you don't know what you're doing, what would the long-term effects be. So the first thing we did, we said we're not on the same page. If you can't have an open mind for our child that's fighting for her life, if you can't even tell us that it's an option, that it's okay, or give me reasoning behind it other than there's no studies, then we don't want you.
That's a pretty terrible reason. I mean, it reminds me of Colton Turner, where he says, I'd rather be illegally healed than legally dead, like illegally alive rather than legally dead. Because I know the doctor's hands are tied at a certain point, but they've taken an oath to help everyone they can. And we need to get stories like this out there, because did you feel like there was a lack of a support system or a community that you could fall into immediately as far as where to get this information and stuff? Like, what was your route?
I think originally, you can look online, but it was all California, Colorado.
Yeah.
For our state at that time, there wasn't a lot of resources. There wasn't even people that you could reach out to, because it was almost like unwritten that pediatric patients don't get the studies, because they're wondering what happens in 20 years. Well, the way I look at it is, in 20 years, I've given my child morphine, any opioids, chemotherapy, bone marrow transplants, all these things that absolutely have side effects in 20 years.
They just don't know about weed. They're worried about not knowing what it might do to you.
Right.
Cannabis.
The worst that they could tell us is that her IQ might be a little bit shy. So with that, there's not even studies to prove that. There's nothing that backs that at this point. We're totally willing to, because the only things that we have seen since starting this treatment with her is an increase in appetite, a better attitude.
Tell me about that. Tell me more about how the treatment has been having these positive effects.
It's been huge. It's been life-changing.
And maybe some negative too. Get real with me,
Yeah, so the only negative was the first time that we gave it to her was we weren't ready for the side of her to be really medicated.
Yeah.
It's not even scary. As someone who's consumed cannabis myself, I knew that you go to sleep and you feel better.
Sure.
It's not a big deal. But when it's your kid, it is a scary process. It was a scary process when we gave her chemo. It was a scary process through the whole thing. Anytime there was a surgery, we questioned it.
No doubt.
As parents who care, we wanted to follow the laws. We wanted to...
I mean, keeping your baby asleep for 11 hours so they can do surgery is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So she was 2 when she got the surgery?
2 when she was diagnosed.
When did she get to surgery?
And a few days after November 20, I think it was 26th.
Okay, and then you had to reteach her...
Everything.
Literally,
she couldn't talk, couldn't walk. We had to feed her. It was basically restarting her life at 2 years old.
Wow. And now with the cannabis oil, you're seeing her appetite come back. How's like the personality of, like, like you were worried about your kid being too stoned. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. How has it been, just around the house and stuff?
It's not the worst thing that happened. Once we realized how beneficial this would be, it was huge for us to understand that her attitude is way better. We can take her to the hospital without her being anxious before she goes. We can take her to a restaurant, and instead of just wanting one thing, she wants everything. We sit at the house and we can't feed her enough food, honestly. She'll eat until she's overindulged.
And you said she was really lightweight at one point.
Yes, at 3 years old, she weighed 19 pounds.
Stories like yours, honestly, inspire me so hard to love my kids as hard as I fucking can.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily needed, someone to show me that the love that you have for your family and your children, because you said something to me that you'd live in a fucking tent on the side of the road if it meant you could save your kid and do everything. Because right now, federally, we're all still criminals, man.
Absolutely.
They could come into this whole place and shut every fucking thing down they want. And like you're saying, with pediatric patients, they're like, well, we don't know. Well, that's horse shit. It's time to save kids' lives, because a lot of times when you're going through chemo, what I've seen and been in the community for a lot of times is you're down in the dumps kind of because you're not eating, and then everything feels bad. And if we can just give a quality of life back to people, like, that's the fucking worst thing this plant does. It's fucking ludicrous, man.
You hit the nail on the head when you say that. I wouldn't just do that for my kid. At this point, knowing what my family has been through, seeing what my daughter has been through, I would do that for any child. There's no question in my mind.
Yep.
I would give my life today for someone's tomorrow.
Yep.
Knowing what they have to give, watching my daughter fight for her life, and seeing her, we were her only advocates. And I feel so much better knowing that I am exhausting all efforts, that it is an option, that this could cure her cancer, give her a better quality of life. The understatement of anyone would be to say that I don't know the studies. Anyone who is an advocate for their child and has seen the homegrown studies, the realistic approach to things, the way they do it, the same way they do with chemotherapy. If there's a clinical trial, they just give it to them and find out what happens. People have done that with cannabis for several years. Why wait? I will tell anyone as a parent, if you're going through what I am, don't wait. If we would have possibly started this during her first round of chemotherapy, hindsight's always 20/20, but we can look back and say, what if? Yeah. If we would have started this and it worked, we wouldn't be having this conversation of what if right now.
And the doctors here are starting to figure it out that we need to research this hard, and they're starting to get information from people like you saying, how is it working? How is it? I got into the game because a fucking beautiful 19-year-old man was, boy turning to a man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he started to wither away with cancer, and I was like, oh, we can get to the oil. Let's get this oil. And I found the study, and I was like, come on. And it wasn't even on the menu in the doctor's fucking toolkit to say, oh yeah, we're gonna blast it and cut it and burn it, but we're also gonna treat it with this natural thing that we can break down. It's not smoking. Yeah. It's not smoking a doob. It's not hitting a bong. It's not even eating edibles. It's concentrated medicinal oil that people aren't going out and being like, squirt a little bit, be like, cool, following fish around for the. Granted, there's probably a few of those people around there, and that's fine. That's fine. I still love you people too. But we're learning that it's a medicine, and then they're leaving you out on an island as well, because they're not telling you what terps, what different strains might work better, what breaks the blood-brain barrier, because that's one thing about cannabis too, is that it breaks the blood-brain barrier. And it's so hard to get to brain cancers because of this barrier. And when you got your endocannabinoid system, which they're not even teaching in most med schools.
Absolutely.
Mimi Vo said 80% of the studies on PubMed or pubjournal.med have been done in the last 3 years on the endocannabinoid system. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Because, well, they don't get to see, Aubrey. They don't get to see. They put themselves out of that pain of what it's like to 11 hours while your baby's in surgery. Okay, well, that's the eternal 11 hours.
Oh, absolutely. You sit there the whole time wondering what's going on.
You aged probably 20 years in a matter of 11 hours.
Yeah, they told us that she might not make it out of that surgery. So the whole time you're just waiting on that phone call for an update. Each hour, every 2 hours, the time goes on. You're just sitting there thinking, what can I do to make this never happen again? What do we have to do as parents? What do we have to do as a community? What do we have to do as a nation, as a people, as a whole, to let people know that this is more important than just money? This is more important than just saying, hey, I have a medical card. This is people's lives that we're dealing with every day. we're so fortunate to have walked into a place, and I said, where is the doctor that I can find that will give my daughter her medicine? And we were so lucky to find Dr. Judd that was able to do that for us. So happy to have the people that are surrounding us now and helping us with information, getting Aubrey's story out there. It's huge. This is important to us. It gives my daughter a purpose to go through what she's going through right now.
Yeah, and well, you said something earlier that you guys were the only two advocates at first. Well, not anymore, brother. We fucking got you. I love you, man. I love you. Like, it fucking brought me to tears, you asshole. Like, being the sole looking out, she reminds me of my little Ivan so much, and I mean the empathy and the I'm sure it's changed you.
Absolutely.
I'm sure this event has changed you as people, put things into perspective, and the feeling that you have for other people. If we can just all collectively spread a little knowledge, a little, and lay off each other for the fucking stigmas.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing the best thing we can for our kids. You think I want this? Someone was accused earlier, which is a dude I went to fucking high school with, saying, they brought Aiden's Alliance up, and they're like, well, who wants to see that? No one wants to see that. I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? You're right. No one wants to see that.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here doing this. So we can get it to where it needs to go, to the patients, because, man, we're making lives better. We're saving lives. And, man, I appreciate you telling your story.
We appreciate it.
How do we get a hold of you? You guys got a Facebook thing? How do we help me out?
Yeah, so right now, Aubrey Strong on Facebook is the easiest way to get a hold of us. My name's John Matthews. Samantha Matthews is my wife. Feel free to send us a Facebook friend request, like the page, follow on there, comment, let us know that you support us, love us. And if you have any questions that we can answer, help you, we want to. We want to be able to help other families that are going through the things that we are, that have questions. It doesn't have to be just a pediatric patient. It can be adults, parents, brothers, sisters. This happens to everyone. And we're trying our best to make sure it doesn't have to anymore. And if it is, there is hope out there, I promise you. This was so much of a light at the end of the tunnel for us. We were so excited. I remember the first day we got our medical card, we were just almost jumping up and down because we knew how important and how amazing it is to have these availabilities and the people like you that are saying, we're now your family. We've never really had that. We've had support and love from our community, which is amazing, but our community is only growing. We want to be that same type of person. No matter what we go through, we understand that we're not the only ones in this world who have to face this. We don't want people to face this alone. We want people to know that the stigma is gone. If you still believe there's a stigma, you're behind the times.
Being alone's tough too. And your little girl, like, you don't think she sometimes feels alone when it's that, and she's only got you two? Like, let's rally the fucking troops around each other so we can end the stigma. We can do it, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I got the real important questions, and I'm not going to ask you the first important question because I know you can't partake in the cannabis plant because, why would employers want people to live adult lives where they can go? Won't get into that here. Second most important question. What's the best animal? And justify your answer.
The best animal.
Don't repeat the question so you can have more time. Just what's the best animal and why?
Elephants.
Why?
The smarts that they have, the power that they possess.
Wow, that's a pretty good answer. It's wrong. It's the wrong answer because it's peregrine falcon. John, thanks for joining us.
Hey, I was gonna say battlehawk.
We got it, brother. I'll shake your hand one more time. We're signing off here in Radio Land. No, I'm joking. Well, I'll cut all that shit out.
No, I'm good.
Dude, that was awesome, man.
Oh, bye.
Thanks.
It's the Bobby Battlehawk Show. Dude, man.
What's up, everybody? Week 4, Bobby Battlehawk. Battlehawks versus Dragons. We got a chance to go on down to the dome, the Battle Dome. Got to hang out, see all those fly honeys, eating tube meat and drinking cheap beers, getting ready to watch our St. Louis Battlehawks put a whooping on the Seattle Dragons. This is what we did.
There we go, Bobby. There we go, Bobby. Hey, you know.
CYC soccer, man. You use all the tools that are available to you, dude. You know what I mean? Get these old launch codes put in here and get this old missile warmed up. Are you going deep? Oh, he throws a duck. We're gonna get old Kenny Call greased up here. That boy's slicker than owl shit when he wants. I'll take that one. Hey, I'm a leader like Tammy. Oh, hey! You got them gator arms on. Going across the middle, heard a couple footsteps. Ooh, dragon. Ooh, talking that jive with the dragon.
Call country.
Hey, what's your call country? What's the trim stitch like in Seattle, man? You talking? See the wind? Dude, let's take a walk, check out what the trim sits like.
We're gonna take a walk, check out the trim sitch.
All right, hey, we're going to the game here in a little bit.
Okay. Going in?
Yeah, we're going in, baby.
Oh, there he is! Calls long, baby. You know, she was just asking if I saw the old flea kicker.
Oh,
the old flea kicker.
On camera.
Call, girl. It's the Dracar. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. I put it on. They started coming to me like moths to a light, dude. Check this. Look at this. Damn. That's the fucking Battle Hawk mobile right there, dude. That is the Battle Hawk mobile. This is Mopar power, dude. This is Mopar power. It's like driving a big blue cop right on down the road, dude. Look at that. Oh, damn. Wonder if that thing's got 396 in it, maybe. I don't know, dude. It looks like a sleeper. It ain't got that aftermarket hood, man. That's all factory right there. That's the kind of get 'em right there. That thing's shit and get, boy. It'll shit and get. Man, if I had to take a guess, dude, Jordan Tamu. That's probably his ride right here. Look at this, dude. This guy might as well be fishing with fucking dynamite, dude. Look at that. That thing pulls more pussy than fucking Humane Society. You know what I'm saying? Look at that thing, dude.
Good call, baby. Hey, where's the runner?
Oh, dude, they had a little trouble at the shop, so they're about done stroking it out, but I'm looking at getting that Borla exhaust put on there, dude. I'm saving up a couple pennies. So I Ubered down here, you know. You won't take a ride on old Bobby's show, do you? Oh man. Yeah. You gonna make me blush, girl. You gonna make me blush, man. Yeah, you come on Bobby's show anytime you want. Come on. Come on, I'll holler at you. You know, come on. Let's go. They got us all fucking quarantined in here with these cinder. Makes me think like I'm fucking locked up again, dude. I was born slaying wool, dude. Put that thing in the basket, that boy. Oh, call, brother. Do we have your consent to film? No. Let me know when you're bored. Calls the law, man. Girl, I feel like this conversation's going backwards. I'll take a hot dog. Come on. It's the curls for the girls, dude. I'm beating these broads off with a stick today. Listen, we had a backwards conversation, dude. I was walking by and the girl says, "Hey, you want a wiener?" Hey, girl, that's not how this thing's supposed to go. Hey, go on, give me a wiener. And she says, "I know you want that one with cheese." I said, "Well, I already got my hands all over this one." She goes, "Well, put your hands all over another one." I said, "All right, fuck, give me the cheese, girl." She starts feeding me wieners. Here I am. I'm double fisting tube meat. Got me a little daddy light, and I'm protecting the rock, boy. You ain't gonna get me to fumble. I don't know. Some accountant broke a beer bottle because that's how hard we are in the Battle Dome.
God dang. Bone.
It's my town, dude. It's my town. And I'll tell you what, when I get down here next to the dome, the closer I get to this dome, dude, I get charged up. I feel like Thor every step I take closer. Charging my hammer, dude. You know what? Well, here's the deal, man. Seattle's got a little squad. They're going to try and they're going to come in here, they're going to try and impose their will, and it ain't going to happen. Because this Battlehawks defense, rough and tumbling, they fly around like goddamn banshees out there. And if Tamu can, once he gets the ball, if he can control the clock a little bit, dude, that was our biggest thing with Houston. We control the clock, man. We controlled the clock for over 2/3 of that game. All right, but we could not avoid the big play. And they turned points into every turnover they had. We cannot have that in this house, and we will not have that in this house. All right, this team is a team of destiny. All right, reminds me a lot of my back in the day, dude. And I mean, we scored so many touchdowns, dude. There were 7 different kickoff returns I got to get in on. I laid a block or two, dude. I caught a little crackback block. Well, I knocked the dude straight into last week. Of course, it was in '84, so it was like, you know, last week from '84. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna sit here and put out the old Bobby vibe, you know? You gotta protect the ball, bro. You can't be fumbling out here in the middle of the damn field.
Yeah, love you, man.
Woo! There you go, caw, baby. Woo! There it is. Yes. I'll tell you what, I got some new tweeters put into the old runner. I got 4 tweeters put in the dash, dude. Sir Win Vega. Alright? You got them put in the dash. And I'll tell you what, man, when that Laura Branigan comes on, man, when she hits that, you know, man, that treble blow your fucking ears off, man. And it'll blow her panties off, if you know what I mean. Man, that sounds good.
Superstar. We get a superstar. Big bone turkey leg, baby. Big bone turkey legs, big bite, big appetite.
Is that really ham though?
Oh man, it's turkey leg, man.
This dude knows how to tailgate.
You goddamn right.
Come here. Handlebar. How much for a ride? How much for a ride? What up, bitches? Yeah, you too, bro. Are you getting them 2 at a time, dude? All right. I know the moves. I know the fucking moves. Fucking go! Good call! See what I mean, man? It's a hey, it ain't a fad, baby. It's a lifestyle. But look, here's the deal. Everybody thinks I have straight hair, and I'm not gonna lie. I run it through the straightener every now and then. But the real deal was, I was with this gal, man. We was having a good time. Apparently, she was having a real good time. She hit me with like a geyser, dude, and my hair kinked up like this quicker than shit. It was like standing out in a damn rainstorm, dude. Like a damn magnet, dude. The fucking thing's got an orbit. You know what I mean? I got planets in tow, dude.
Chrissy! Wait!
Free meat, too. I mean, the perks of being Bobby Battlehawk, they know no bounds, dude. I got bros giving me meat. I got people giving me beers. I got people offering me vaping things, vaping contraptions. Oh yeah, man, I'm kicking over to Will Call, dude. Ben's supposed to have a couple tickets on Will Call for me. Okay. So see if I can go grab them up. Can I have this beer over here? Is that legal?
Yeah, I think it's St. Louis, so you can drink anywhere.
I'm just kidding, dude. I wouldn't ask for permission anyway. Shit. Hey, where we go for Will Call? Will Call. Yeah. Will Call. It's all around that way. Yep. Oh hell, you playing a joke on me? Vince McMahon's got 2 tickets set aside for me. People act like it's a damn joke. I get into a Battlehawk game. This is life, dude. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes, man. This league is trapping. You got so many fans down here. I mean, tell me this ain't good for St. Louis, man. I'm supposed to have 2 for Bobby Battlehawk. I'm sorry? I can't hear anything.
Photo ID.
Oh, hang on. Gotta find my photo ID. You guys go on ahead, man. Find my ID, dude. I can't find my wallet. Oh, man. Dude, this video just got real serious, dude. I don't know where my wallet's at.
Back there.
Ask me for a damn photo ID, dude. I thought this was America. I gotta prove my fucking identity to get a ticket to a football game. What's a guy gotta do to cheer his team on to a championship, man? It's ridiculous, dude. I've been sitting here, I'm trying to watch a little bit of football, and they just take that away from me because I can't find my ID. I hate it, man. It breaks my heart. I'm just trying to go in there, talk to the Battlehawks, dude, talk to Jordan Tamu. I'm trying to talk to Jordan, watch him throw a couple balls, and they just take my dreams away from me. Yeah, Dragons shirt. They're gonna let the Dragons fan. They let all them in. Dude, they don't let the #1 fan in. They let the Dragons fans in. They don't let Bobby Battlehawk in, dude. Breaks my fucking heart, man. I thought this was...
Vince.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna write Vince a sternly worded letter.
Vincent?
Vince McMahon. You know him? You're supposed to have 2 tickets set aside for me. The gal took my damn dreams away from me. I was trying to watch some Battlehawk football today.
Well, from what I hear Shane's more connected around here.
Shane. Call, man.
Call is law.
Look at that passion. They're going to take that away from me. It's fine. It's fine. I've been told no before. I ain't taking for an answer. I don't wait my whole life to go to a professional football game, you know. Then I think somebody's just messing around with me on Facebook, dude. So they were going to have 2 for me at Bobby Battlehawk at the deal. And I had my license taken away. I only had... All right, man. Here's the deal. Went down there, had my heart broke a little bit. All right. Vince set me aside 2 tickets. I was supposed to be down there on the 50-yard line, hollering at some senoritas, shaking pom-poms at me, man. Didn't work out this week. But that's all right because the Battlehawks pulled us through. Tamu? He had a hell of a game, dude. I think he was the XFL star of the week, man. And so here's what we're going to do. LA's coming in a couple weeks. You'll remember LA. They're the ones that stole our team from us. Okay, they done stole our team from us. That little smarmy little weasel down there in Dallas said that St. Louis wasn't a football town. All right, and his little buddy with the rug on his head. Okay, he said that we were a failing city. Well, let's show them how much we fail. We're gonna pack a dome full of 80,000 Battlehawks fans. These little Wildcats are gonna be shitting in their britches and not have anywhere to bury it in the sand, if you know what I mean, man. But hey, dude, it's cool because this just gives me another chance, okay? It gives me another chance to let the flow out there, man, and let them little Hoosier broads come on there and holler at Bobby. So come on out, Saturday, March 21st. 4 p.m.'s the game, but we're going to get wild all day long, man. Let's get weird, St. Louis.
It's the Bobby Battlehawk Show. Dude, man. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, how are you? Good morning.
Good day, everyone. I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed the videos. We were here on time. I was here on time. Of course, everyone knows it.
We're all good. It's all good.
We're Dynamos, so now we're going to hit you with a song. Hope you guys enjoy it. This is kind of leading into what we're going to talk about in the second, third hours, maybe.
Oh, beautiful.
The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you left behind. The harvest left no food for you to eat. You cannibal, you meat eater, you see. But I have seen the same, I know the shame in your defeat. But I will hold on hope. Choke on the noose around your neck, and I will strengthen pain. I will change my ways. I know my name as it's called again. 'cause I have other things to fill my time. You take what is yours and I'll take mine. So let me at the truth which will refresh my broken mind. So tie me to a post and block my ears. I can see those little orphans and my tears. I know they'll fight my faults despite my growing fear. But I will hold on hope and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain and I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's called again. Hey! So come out of your cave, walk on your hands, and see the world hanging upside down. You can understand dependence when you know the Maker's land. So make your sirens call and sing for all you want. I will not hear what you have to say, 'cause I need freedom now and I need to know how to live my life as it's meant to be. And I will hold on hope. I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain. And I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's called again. Good morning, sophisticated Hoosiers. It is the Wednesday edition of the Hoosier Sophisticate Morning Show, December 30th, 2020, the year of our Lord. We are, ooh, nice little donk kick, bro. Nice little donk kick. Not bad. We had a nice little conversation with John Matthews, and it was awesome seeing you guys. That one got you, huh? That one got you, eh? That one got you, Bruce.
Hey,
Brew, tits on, Brew.
Wicked mean kick there, Brew.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What do we got here from Douglas Henderson? Each frog has a single mouth. He has 2 eyes and 4 legs. Ding dong, ding dong. Count them with me during time of peace. Frogs do not drink during time of peace.
Sounds pretty good.
Frogs do not drink. The smooth, sexy, sultry voices of the Hoosiers in the morning. Nothing better. Oi, oi, oi.
Nothing better.
A song this early. Shit just dropped my drawers already. Cacao. Good morning, guys.
Disgusting.
Good morning. Bobby's a legend. Straight up goat.
Bobby is a legend.
Bobby's been hiding.
Legend,
Bobby's been
man.
hiding since the Battlehawks went away, dude. And we're just gonna have to
man.
dig him up, man.
Dig him up,
You know, dude. I mean, hell.
Hey, Battlehawks are coming back, dude. You don't have to worry about it, man.
Good song. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, pal.
stop
I think
it.
it was
That's
on this one here.
stupid. Shut
Nope.
up.
That's all good.
We're not that good, guys.
Yeah. Well, we're not. But that's okay.
No, we're not.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, we're not. Guys, welcome to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. We have a new segment for you coming up in the third
Dude,
hour.
I am so
I'm juiced.
fucking juiced about
We gave you a small taste on Monday. If you joined the show on Monday and you got to see what we were doing on Monday, then you know. You already know, okay?
I've actually been witness to witness to you blokes.
No,
they're not blokes.
No.
What do they call each other?
Kiwis.
Kiwis.
Brews. They call each other
They call
brews.
it brews for sure. Bruh. Bruh.
Anyway, I've been witness to you two having some fun back and forth. Makate is a guy with a boundless.
He's a dynamo too.
Boundless potential and
He's a
talent.
dynamo.
Talent. He's. I guess I would call him the front man for the band Mad Hallelujah Tribe. And this is the dude that's living that Instagram life that you got to be careful not to get too caught up in. The problem is that you know that his is actually genuine and it's not just for like, influencing purposes or.
He's playing music barefoot, talking about eagles soaring.
He
and
means
it. Yeah.
He gets it.
And the winds of song drifting over his ears.
The guy is a poet. He is. In tune with nature.
He's one of the most dynamic people.
He
I've ever
is
met in my life.
incredibly dynamic. A true son of St. Louis, although he's since moved away.
He went to Illinois, though.
He fucking did?
I know, I'm sorry.
God,
I'm
Jesus,
sorry.
you don't tell me that before I fucking say that? Fuck. It's better
sorry.
than being a Jayhawk.
I know,
though.
I know,
It's
I
better
know.
be seriously, if you're a Jayhawk fan, punch
fuck
yourself
it, fuck
in
off.
the head until your fucking hand breaks.
Because I care about that shit.
I do. I fucking absolutely do. The Jayhawks were terrorists.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We're fucking.
Here we go.
Clear your fucking schedule. Let me tell you why. If we're changing the Cleveland Indians name, we're changing the fucking Kansas Jayhawks name.
Thank you.
They're named after a goddamn
Thank
terrorist group.
Thank you. Finally, someone
Fucking
with the
Jayhawks.
with the jack.
You
to
know
say
what?
it.
Honestly, we should probably burn Lawrence again.
Are you doing
Felt good
a
the
doing a
first
Paul
time.
Reiser, Burn Lawrence thing?
Listen, maybe we should just burn Lawrence again. That's all I'm saying.
The terrorists,
world was a better spot then.
Make America great again.
Yeah,
Burn Lawrence down
make
again.
America great again. Burn Lawrence to the ground. I don't
Cool.
think it's too much to ask.
We ever gonna beat them in basketball?
Who cares? Who cares about the sport in
b-ball?
general?
Hey, today on the show, we're going to talk about whether or not St. Louis can support an NBA basketball team.
Somebody brought that up. And
101.
I know you can't stand it in there. Well, no, dude, that's crunch time. They go to that. Crunch time goes to that once a month.
What, NBA?
If St. Louis can support literally that question,
No.
100 million%. And somebody was talking about how they don't know what to do. Like, they don't know how to masturbate if crunch time isn't on. And he's one of my favorite humans that said it. And I was like, Joe Thorina. And I said, I hate to use his government name, but I said something similar because I haven't been
Properly
able to finish.
masturbated.
I haven't been able to finish without somebody breaking down the subtle nuances of the Melville Panthers field hockey.
Well, they're part of the changing station coaching tree.
100 million%.
They're part
I tune into them because I love them.
That's the sports director from the old changing station.
God, was he the best or what?
He was.
Dude,
he fired me up.
He's
Joe Hamilton fired
He's got
me
a
up.
blowjob story that'll kill you dead.
You told me.
You got to hear it from the fucking mouth of the babes. It's fucking. Oh my God.
Tell it.
I can't. That's not my story to tell, but I will happily get that son of a bitch on as a guest to tell that story.
He was amazing when we did the last show on the radio that we did at the radio station, sports station. We started talking about psychedelics and weed, and they're like, hey, buds, why don't you guys try sports one time? And we're like, you want fucking sports? We'll give you sports. I read the schedule. And I get about
we almost fucking backed our way into a job.
Giant, yeah, a
radio job.
A real job, which looking back, maybe, I don't know. So we're on at 11 o'clock on Friday nights, and I start going in. I'm in the
really
game.
a choice. I kind of
choices.
Well, we still have a show on Monday nights,
Yeah, we can
but
do
I would
whatever we want.
almost go directly from this show to a radio show to have that fucking 11 to 1 slot and get all
Weird.
those pizza guys and the weirdo truckers driving through. Like,
Those are
we had
people.
some great call-ins.
Great
people
call-ins.
fucking talking about healing oils and
I left my radio dial on this earlier today. What the hell am I listening to?
what am I listening to? You guys talking about hallucinogens?
That's weird.
Yeah, man.
But cool. You guys are super. Hey, guys, you guys are super cool. Just wanted to call and tell you. We got so many calls
It
like
was
that.
great.
It was nuts.
was
People were like,
greatest.
Steve, you're the coolest, man.
And that's when Steve stopped masturbating.
Done.
when those
Done.
calls stopped.
I was at game 10, and old Joey Pipes I was like, man, we got a day game, a businessman special at 11 on a Tuesday. And he's like,
Dude, he, with the fire of 1,000 suns, hated a businessman. Which is so ironic because the only people that should not like a businessman special are people that can't
he could go to all of them. He could go to all of them.
watch the game. So, but I love a businessman special myself.
Why not, bud?
Hello, Baymudo 630. That's all you have to do is stop masturbating. Douglas, relax, okay? You guys are super cool. This is how I imagine Kush Coach. This is how Kush Coach wrote that. You guys are super cool.
Hey, dudes. I already smoked too many weed drugs. Went straight to my brain.
I had the weed drugs.
Pretty good.
Are you kidding me? I love Kush Coach. I love this guy so much.
He's somewhere around here.
I love this guy.
Somewhere around here. There he is. He's over there on my computer.
Here, you talk like him.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Pull back. You got a little shot. There you go.
Hey guys, I was just hoping you'd step into my grow shop, and I'll teach you how to grow plants, man. I mean, I think that everybody can do it, and I think that everybody should do it. And everybody that buys a bag of fertilizer gets to get a framed 5x7 of my beanbag. And also, I think I wish that they grew men like Steve in Colorado, because then he and I could run off together into some.
We can. We still can. Kush Coach.
He said we're missing a list.
And a list.
I'm the Kush Coach. I'm the Kush Coach.
Was he fucking Mike
Tyson?
I
love him.
I do too. He's pretty great.
I
always love that when you're doing a little view of your garden, you're asking for advice, and just the nature of the delay. Like, you're like, I don't know. Guys, I'm asking. Fuck it if you don't have it. And then, like, he's got, like, well-detailed plans out of what. He's like, mate, you're watering a little bit too fast. And in the meantime, you're fucking dumping a fucking bucket of water.
Pumping my pump sprayer. I had it going, man.
That's one of my favorite things going.
I know. I got no patience. I got no time. Kush Coach, you need to start saying the stuff before I even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Free tea bags for everyone. Only for the dads. Only for the dads.
Only for the fucking real ones.
The fucking dads. Do you ever do this, like when you're trying
you know where the beach balls are?
Ever, like when you're
I think I saw it over that way.
No, that's stupid.
You ever? What you're talking about?
No.
Like, so he's like, I didn't flex my arms, but I gave people a shot of my strong little buttocks.
Yeah. I go like this.
Just clench them each. Like,
clench my hole.
You're like,
I'm clenching my holes. No. You ever try to get your lady all riled up?
Every day.
And you walk in the room and you're like,
yeah.
And
I only rub baby oil on my arms.
You know,
everything else is drier than.
And you kind of give them a little show. Yes. Funny story. In fifth grade, I was feeling myself pretty hard, right? And there was these twin gals, the Baker twins. And Michelle was a dimer. Gabby ended up being hotter, but Michelle was the dimer back in fifth
That's
grade.
how it goes. You gotta I try to tell my kids all the time, be nice to the ugly ones, bud.
So
they're gonna blossom.
I saw Jenny Jones. I was always nice to everyone.
Sure.
Because I thought Jesus was the shit, and I was like, yeah, I'm into that.
I'm fucking living
the
Jesus
path.
path.
I like that. And B, I was like, Jenny Jones, there's always like from freak to chic.
The
or whatever.
show?
Yeah,
Jenny
remember
Jones?
Jenny Jones?
Yeah.
They would always bring back
I do.
a
That's
person.
a callback.
Yeah,
That's a blast from the past.
Bring someone who's like,
the ugly duckling.
I'm a sewer rat. and then you get up and you're like, God damn, she's
what happened?
Cindy Crawford.
No doubt.
Cindy Crawford's
That
a
shit's
sewer
stuck
rat.
in my brain too.
So I'm not gonna do that. But okay, so Gabby, me and Michelle Baker, right? We get to be partners in this little science experiment. Yes. Man. I remember this like it was fucking yesterday. How embarrassing this shit was. So I'm feeling myself. Feeling myself. So I'm kind of doing one of these, and we're reading our books. And I'm reading my book. She's
Tell me
sitting
you're
there.
fucking pushing your arm up.
I'm doing one of these.
Fucking pushing your arm up.
I'm doing one of these where I'm fucking. I kind of got my book.
How
right
did
here.
you not have kids at 14 years old, bud? Because that is a power move, my man.
These gals were onto it though. I'm just gonna say the Baker
Her
twins.
friends on the backside holding the mirror, just showing you pushing. Just like a compact mirror.
Like, where'd you get a fucking mirror?
Yeah,
Donnie?
you bring a mirror to science.
Dottie has a mirror, Miss Kremelmeyer. So I go. So I'm pushing this shit up, right? And I have never felt so fucking manly.
Visceral and
I'm gonna fuck I don't know what it is.
I don't know what
I'm
fucking
getting
is
close.
yet, but I'm doing it.
getting close
I'm doing
right
it.
now.
If I push this bicep any further,
I got it up.
I'm going to soil myself.
I'm kind of looking, I'm like looking down at my whole shit, seeing how good it looks. And then I give old Michelle Baker a fucking peek, I'm like, hey, she's laughing her ass off. And not like, hey, that's
like this
funny.
isn't cute. Like,
she's like,
what a fucking
this guy's a
dweeb.
fucking loser.
What a fucking dweeb.
Immediately I was like, can we switch partners?
Good for you, because fuck her for
Exactly,
calling you out.
dude.
You
I
know,
was
you're
like,
just
get
trying
outta
to,
here,
you're just
woman.
trying to make her feel a little
I'm
better.
just trying
What
to
an
make
asshole.
you feel good about
yeah,
yourself.
what an absolute asshole.
I'm like, you're ugly.
You're
ugly
fucking
anyway. I wouldn't want anything to do with
not
you
a
anyway.
fucking thing.
No, I didn't say that. I was still in love after that. It was just funny because, you live and learn. You live and learn. Sometimes you live, and then you learn from those things that
Naturally.
you live.
Sure.
You live, and then you're learning
You
by
got
the
a little
way you're
living, you got a little learning, bud. You gonna diagram it? Guys, please stay tuned as Steve, I think he's gonna break down living and learning. Is that what you're breaking down? Watch that poster there, pal. It's big money. Big money. All right, so here we go. You need a hand? You want me to zoom in a little bit?
Do we? No.
All right. What do you, yeah, because I'm not 100% sure.
Sometimes you, okay, so to what we were talking about earlier.
Sure, naturally.
Sometimes you live. Okay, this is a guy, or maybe it's a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl. Maybe it's, maybe it's one of the, maybe it's just living its life, Maybe he's living its life. Okay, alive. Okay. Live. Live. Now, this is dead. This is a dead person, right?
X's for eyes is the dead giveaway.
Now this live, live? No. This is not alive anymore. Are we getting this?
We're good. I got you.
Are we getting this?
Yep.
Okay. So
Now,
living.
what's that person that's living doing? Oh, that gal's got a nice dick on her. I never didn't even notice that.
Live. And what was the second part of this?
Oh, well, yeah, learn.
There it is. So when you live,
Yep.
sometimes,
Dude, you're drawing it just like it's in my brain.
sometimes as you're living,
Yep.
you're also learning. Okay? Which is also, we can kind of do one of these.
Oh, you're doing a book? Yeah.
And this is,
That's great.
these are words. These are words. So this is the book that you're reading. Okay.
And
you're learning. Okay.
And as far as I remember, sometimes you live. Sometimes you learn. Sometimes you live and learn.
It is. It's a.
It's a greater than or equal to.
It is. Or sometimes
Well,
even,
you've definitely made this make.
Sometimes even.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depending on.
But the ratio to living and learning, the more live.
Yeah, it's like the hot crazy matrix.
So the more you live,
the more you learn.
So living is here.
Yeah.
Live is here. Learn.
Yes.
Is here. So you got yourself
Yes,
a
sir.
little thing.
Yep.
So the more
We
you
are on
live,
the same page.
The more you live, you're learning. It's kind of like a.
Yep.
The more you're living, the more you're learning.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
start
because
out
like,
not
here's a
living.
baby.
You're not
and
living.
It's a fucking
you're not
idiot.
living.
A baby's a fucking idiot.
They're
Babies are
notoriously dumb.
notoriously fucking
They're
stupid.
notoriously dumb.
And they gotta learn.
But you're living. But some people, they don't live or learn, so they stay right. They stay stagnant. Stagnant.
Yes.
Okay. So they're stagnant, and
Naturally.
sometimes, like get closer over here. So sometimes when you got going like you got like this arcular.
Okay.
And then kind of like you got this other mess right here.
Okay.
And then right in this area you got a line, but like it's got a weird thing at the end. It dips down, living and learning.
Naturally.
Living and learning is like that, and then that kind of comes out.
Naturally.
But then like this is what every guy's dream is, right? This is the catch-all for living. Oh
Oh, nice. Upside down writing. Well,
living, okay, is right in this area here.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you have different paths to live and learn.
Not
you
a
have
question.
different roads to take,
no
different roads to travel. But this is where the living, learning, and guess what? This will blow your mind. Sometimes when you got this and you have this, when you have this, guess what? Guess what? You do one of these.
You fucking laugh. You do.
You laugh, and if you get to this level,
yep,
back up to here, live sounds like
love. God damn, you just made that make sense for me. Well, guys, hopefully you've learned. If the more you live, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you laugh. The more you live, learn, and laugh, the more you love. And if you're dead, you're a fucking idiot.
You're an idiot baby.
You're an idiot dumb baby who knows nothing.
Summed it up. We get rid of this?
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Something that I,
thought a lot about.
Something I've put a lot of thought into. So, Okay. All right. Right. So
that was main wicked.
I feel like we were talking about. I feel like we were introducing this idea of our buddy.
Got a little off track.
You got a friend. You went to school with him. He was my friend before I found out he was an Illini guy.
I have a friend.
But we are going to be joined by Makate Resh, who is the front man of a great little. I truly do love their music. I like to call some of it medicine music. I think they make it with the intention of it being medicine for many people. Mad Hallelujah
medicine.
Mad Hallelujah Tribe. The guy has the coolest Instagram and Facebook feed going. It's all natural. He was working like with the Parks Department or something.
We can get into it a little bit.
We're going to talk to him about what he does. The guy's fascinating. He's everything I hope I would be if I didn't have kids and wasn't a weed head.
Yeah, you gotta lay off, man.
Yeah, man, I gotta lay off the fucking junk. The junk, bud. The junk.
Okay.
The junk. It's all the same. Weed, heroin, it's all the same. You didn't know that?
Doper fiend?
Yeah, I'm a doper fiend.
I knew it, dude. That's why I like you, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we're going to go to a break?
I don't know. What time is it? Sure. Yeah, let's go to break.
8:11. Just get back on track here. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with the oldest running weed and psychedelic internet part-time radio show that St. Louis and Missouri, possibly the world's ever seen.
Yep.
We're trending in Denmark right now. That's a big deal.
It's a weird thing. I'm going to blame that on that global guy.
Global guy's getting us
to
there in Denmark.
Probably went and he's actually, I think, maybe out your way at the moment. Kush, is he in Colorado right now? We're going to talk to him. Or is he in Montana?
The global guy?
No.
Oh, Makate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Montana.
Montana. Sorry, Kush Coach. The other beautiful
probably,
state. That's all the same, right? Big old square fucking block of land.
Oh, hey. Yeah, it's...
Guys, we can just draw a square around all these Indians and kick them out.
It's notoriously shitty. It's notoriously shitty for sky gazing too.
It's the worst.
Notoriously.
They ironically, it's like Greenland and Iceland. They ironically call it Big Sky Country because you can't even see the sky. You got to get binoculars. You hope to see the sky.
Where is it?
Where the hell's the sky?
Where's the sky? Welcome back to the #1 rated show here in
St. Louis. Yeah,
Missouri, the world.
Who cares?
I was going to say St. Louis, Missouri, the world.
Yeah, whatever. Guys,
you hear that?
Yeah, it's fucking rain. I'm over it. Rain in December. Can they hear it? Can you guys hear that?
It says he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand.
Oh, hey. It's Adam McChesney with Ms. Marketing. We specialize in lead generation, filling your pipeline, and taking care of your payments. Give us a call today.
Adam from Ms. Marketing took me from 10 leads to 300 leads in a month, and I became the strongest boy in the schoolyard.
He increased the revenue for my charter fishing business by 30% in 1 month. Ms. Marketing.
What was that Facebook algorithm? What was that Instagram? Ms. Marketing.
I know it's late, baby, but you got me thinking about my dream home.
Yeah, girl. You know, Bungeon Property Group doesn't just sell houses, they sell dreams. You know when the best time to talk about dreams is? In the middle of the night. That's why Bungeon Property Group is famously open 24 hours a day, so you can whisper sweet nothings in the middle of the night. Oh yeah. Tell me all your dreams of white picket fences, in-ground pools, and I'll find them for you. In an area with a low crime rate, general proximity to nice parks, walking distance to the grocery store, easy access to the highways, a place where you can offer a quality education to your children, all while feeling safe in your front yard while they play. Let me talk that dream house talk to you. Let me be your dream realtor. Adam Bondred.
Hey, DJ Shabba.
Hey, ladies. I'm gonna smoke a little weed, boy.
I wanna grow some trees, boy.
When I grow all the weed that I smoke,
And I blow all the trees that he grows.
and I smoke all the weed that I grow,
And I grow all the trees that he smokes.
well, I'm growing and I'm smoking.
So I go see Bo.
And I smoke what I grow, yeah.
Proactive solution.
And I'm growing the hydro.
Bo knows hydro.
And I'm growing the hydro. Bono hydro. Bono hydro. Bono hydro. Bono how to grow. Bono how to grow. Grow at the solution. Bono how to grow. Grow at the solution.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world.
Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp.
It's a stomp. It's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet, head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
Hey guys, it's me, Kippy the Crazy Koala Bear, and I'm here to tell you about James Carlton Insurance.
Kids, quiet down.
It's the best.
Kids, quiet down and listen to Kippy.
Grown-ups need insurance, and Uncle James can help.
Right on.
Grown-ups need insurance. He's got the best reviews on Yelp. Grown-ups need insurance if they want to protect their house.
Yes, sir.
Grown-ups need insurance if they want to properly bury a spouse.
That's a bit morbid.
Grown-ups need insurance if they drive a truck.
Okay.
Grown-ups need insurance just so they don't get.
Whoa, Kippy, you can't.
Well, I was just gonna say get in trouble.
Okay, well, it
you
sounded
don't
like
wanna
you were
get
gonna
in trouble.
sounded like you were gonna say something else. James Carlton, State Farm Insurance. You can find him online at carltoninsurance.net, or you can call him at 314-961-4800.
Native hemp inside of me. 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 I got 1,800 milligrams going real good down my throat. When I wake up in the morning and I need a pick-me-up, well, I grab my bottle of native hemp and I splash it on my tongue. Lap, lap, lap. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me. Native hemp inside of me.
Native hemp extract available at HoosierSophisticate.com. Enter code HOSO, H-O-S-O, at checkout for an additional 30% off.
Hold on to your titties, man. Guys, welcome back to the Hoosier Sophisitcate Show. We are live here at the Festus Sweetleaf Studios, doing our thing every morning, except for Mondays. Monday nights are for the Hoosiers. M-A-F-T-H, Maftha. Mondays
right,
are for
pal.
the Hoosiers. I think the Hoosier Sophisitcate fans are the goddamn best fans in the business. I love you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
I think in terms of demographics, we've been a part of different radio show cultures, if you will, you know. It's very interesting to see how clean of a split it is between female and male followers.
Weird.
And actually,
it's growing.
One of the
in the woman direction. I don't like it.
One of the fine women in our group posted a meme about, you know, what it's like to be a mom on your regular timeline and then what it's like to be a mom in the Sophisticated Hoosiers timeline. And like one was like, you know, mom sharing recipes and shit, and then the other one was, you know, mom dressed up in the lingerie, get a little freaky.
Gracious.
And I felt like that was as good of a place to announce that we are bringing back Titty Tuesdays.
Titty Tuesdays.
Titty Tuesdays was the jam, man. And that seemed like as good of a place to start as any. So moms, dump them out.
Dump them.
Dump
I'm not gonna say. Hey, mom, dump your titties out. What?
Dump them out.
My mom's in the group.
Oh, your mom is.
How
in the
cool
group.
was that? That was a good post. Thank you for
really
that.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
I
that
thought
last
you
night.
might want to see that.
Guys,
Although-
share it on Twitch
Well,
before
man,
I get
we'll
into
just do
that.
We'll just do that off air.
What?
I just had a question that I don't know why I never thought of it before.
You want to ask me back here?
Well, it just has to do with names. It's not important.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's about your last name. We'll talk about it later.
Elgin?
Yeah.
Why am I a sloss?
No, why is she not a sloss?
Oh, that's fine. She don't like it.
She doesn't like the
She
name?
don't like the name Sloss. She's like, nah, I'm good on that.
No, I was laying there last night, and I really was like, I thought it was really neat to see you going through the garden, and then like the first comment I saw was like, so proud, and I'm like, this is awesome because Steve always tells a story about how his mom said weed and heroin were the same thing.
Same thing.
And now that you're kind of an adult and you found this passion growing plants, and you got all these people kind of really taking people along for the journey, because when it comes to watching people grow plants, you know. I mean, I think it's actually like the punchline to a joke, like I'd rather watch grass grow or something. You know what I mean? Like, but when it comes to somebody who's never done it before, it's kind of fun. It feels like we're doing it together.
Yeah,
it feels like we're doing it together. And so anyway, the first comment I saw
was her saying "so proud," and I was like, "Oh, that warmed my heart." And then I got to sitting there thinking,
Was it sarcasm though? Was it sarcasm? You think she was like so proud?
I read it both ways.
Did
I read it both ways.
good.
I read
My
it.
son grows the best weed.
I read it both ways. I don't know that there's a wrong answer. And
think it
so,
both ways.
you know, ew, gross. Okay. So
Talk
yeah.
about you, your face.
So I get it.
Tell it to your fucking wife, bro.
You're married, dude. You're cheating on
No,
your
of course
wife
not.
just to prove a point to this guy. I'll destroy my own
I'll
life.
fucking tear my life apart to prove a point, bud.
You would. You totally
Spiteful
would. Yeah.
fucker.
I'll live alone.
It's sad,
I don't care.
desperate isolation. So yeah, I was just lying there, and I saw a picture for a Danny or Dan, and for some reason I forgot what your stepbrother's last name was. So I was like,
Slouse.
I was like, is that
We used to call-
Steve's stepbrother? And then I was like, no, that's not Steve's stepbrother, because then that makes him related to a different group of people that he's not related, but like connected. And it was just this whole thing. And then I was like, wait the fuck a second. Why didn't her name change? I know why Steve's didn't change.
Well,
So,
let me
anyway,
let you in on
it's
a
really
little
not.
something.
It's none of my business. It's none of their business.
Oh, it don't matter. I love this story. I love my life. Here's the deal. I get to Christmas 04, 05 maybe. I show up to Christmas and they're like, Steve, don't be late, okay? And I'm like, well, why you say that to me? At this point, I'm still...
You Paul Reiser'd him?
Why are you doing that to me? So I definitely did. I got a little Paul Reiser in me. I don't know.
You got...
I just got a little
like a little
Paul-
nervous Jew in you, like
No, I just got just a little Paul Reiser in me.
Okay.
I'm just letting a little bit of him.
I bet he was
inside me.
cut.
And so they're like, "Don't be late, asshole." I'm like, "I won't." Like, what's your deal? I don't get what the deal. I don't know what this is. I'm still the black sheep. Let's put it that way. I'm still the
Naturally.
weed smoking, drug doing,
Sure.
acid fiend. You know, he's addicted to mushrooms. I don't think
He's smoking mushroom acid.
Listen, I've done mushrooms a couple times. I don't know if I can get addicted to it. Like, I don't know. It'd be a challenge if someone's like, do it fucking a whole month. I'd be like, for real? Okay. I'll try anything once. I'll fucking Aubrey Marcus myself into a month of mushrooms. Whatever. Okay. Besides the point, I'm the black sheep at this point. I show up to Christmas 15 minutes late. Okay,
That's fine.
everyone's waiting. Well, notoriously 15 minutes late my whole life. So I'm 15 minutes late. I walk in the door. I come in. I can't get out of the camera. I come in. I'm like, oh, hey. Who's this? I see a stranger sitting in the middle of everybody, and my family's all surrounded.
Okay.
So my family's surrounded. There's a stranger lady, like in her 60s, you know, little short-haired little lady.
You
sitting
walked
there.
in and said, "Who's this fucking broad?"
I go, what's going on here? Is this a fucking intervention? A weed intervention? You think this lady's gonna get to me? Not today. Not
was
today.
Dr. Ruth.
Not today, not ever. I'm like,
Where'd he go?
so I'm hiding. And they go, settle down, this isn't an intervention, idiot. Surprise. We're getting married. My mom and Randy.
Okay.
I'm like, pardon? What's that? What's the good word? And meanwhile, the other family members there, my sister, her husband, they've all had a chance to kind of realize what was going on. So now I'm coming in like, mommy's getting married? Don't you fucking
touch my, I swear to God, Dad
I'll marry my mom.
If Dad calls you mom one time.
So I get on the phone to my dad, and I go, Dad, it's fucking going down, Dad. Fucking surprise wedding. And he's like,
I need you to kick in the windows.
he's like, yeah, okay, I'm living my best life right now, Dad. I'm like, Dad, this is serious, bud. This is fucking serious, bud. And I'm like, get over here now. So my dad comes over. He comes rushing in, and he's like, And my mom's like, oh my God. I've been trying to get my parents back together. I love the Parent Trap.
So you did it.
I'm getting them back together.
You did it.
He
You
busted
saved
in the door.
it.
He busted in the
You
door.
saved the marriage.
And he's like, Randy, don't fucking do it, man. Save yourself. Run. Randy, run. He's trying to get Randy, and Randy's like, I don't know. She wants to get married, so I should probably get married. And my dad's like, Randy, you still got a little life in your eyes, boy. Still got a little beat going on in here. Go run. Look at me. Look how happy I am. And he smiled at him. And meanwhile, I'm just going, Mom and Dad are getting back together. So the fucking priest lady starts looking at me.
It's a priest lady?
Yeah.
Well, that's how you know their wedding, their marriage is not as null. Null and void.
My mom still
can't
thinks
get
she's
married
going
by
to
a
hell.
lady.
My mom still thinks she's going to hell for getting divorced.
Yeah,
in the
well,
Catholic
she
Church.
is, and she
is,
doubled down
certainly.
on the bet by having a lady
Double down.
remarry her.
Double down.
What
Marry
are
again.
you doing? Ladies are
Not
unclean
in
in God's
church.
eyes. Everybody knows that. Constantine said it.
Not in church. So then she's looking at me like, you're the fucking cause of all this. And I go,
you're going to tear up 2 marriages?
And I'm like, oh, you don't think 14 other therapists have said that before you? You don't think 14 before you?
You're the first one to utter the fact that I'm the problem?
Yeah, and she's like, well, you know, I'm just trying to bring the union of 2 beautiful souls together. And I'm like, I'm just trying to bring the 2 together. And just start relentlessly mocking her. She leaves. She ends up leaving. They call her back. They call her back in. She comes in, and I'm like, so who's the fucking best man, Mom? Dan? Randy's son?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. We're having co-best man.
Yeah, co-bet. Here's what my mom would do also. She's like, all right, guys, it's picture day. You and your stepbrother are going to wear the same shirt, but in a different color. I was like, I'll be buried in a shallow grave before you fucking put me in the same shirt as my stepbrother on picture day.
You didn't realize that she was
she
actually bought like a 4XL, and you had to put your arm on one sleeve, and Dan had to wear. You guys wore the same fucking shirt,
the same exact shirt. Mom traumatized me with that shit.
Yeah, mom's match. That's what they do.
So they ended up getting married.
Okay,
Randy, and then he's like, "You gonna?"
They seem to be. I mean,
they're
still happily married.
You gonna take my last name? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, you still have like your husband's.
Yeah,
last
see,
name.
yeah. Now I would get.
And she's like, yeah, well, it sounds better. And he's like, well, you know, Betty Gallus. Oh, there goes all my fucking answers to all of my password things. Shit. Shit. So Gallus, and he's like, you could go back to that. And she's like, I'm an Elgin. I don't want my son
just
to
bastardized
be the
with his
only
name.
Elgin. And I'm like, well, Dad still has it, and my sons will have it. And she's like, I know, just fucking go along with it. And here's Randy. When you know, he's like, that's why me and Randy have gotten along so well. It's like, you're not my fucking dad,
He's
Randy!
like, yeah, I fucking know, bud.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not trying to be.
No wonder you and I get along so well.
Dude,
Yeah, you
we
can't
were
get
buds, dude. And my mom is like, okay, new children, I'm gonna run every aspect of your life now. 'Cause guess what? You were ruleless heathens before, and now someone's gonna be asking you
now
where
someone's
you're going.
putting you in matching clothes.
Yeah, where are you going? Who are you going with? And what time are you gonna be home? And they're like, I didn't mean to do that.
That almost went through the kick drum.
Going straight through the kick drum. So they would get all mad and they're like, don't worry about where I'm going. And she'd be like, Randy, do you hear the way they're talking to me right now? And he'd be like, yeah, that's not good. It's not good the way they're talking to me. And she's like, are you gonna fucking do something? Because this is the reason I left the old guy.
Remember when you kept his name? Call him up.
And then she'd be like, oh, I should have stayed with George. Oh, I should have stayed with George.
I feel like
I should have stayed with George. And I'm like, that's fucking healthy.
I really feel like I shouldn't have done this. I don't know.
That's a whole deal unto itself right there. That's a whole nother deal.
I just really feel like I don't know. I feel like I aired laundry there. It wasn't mine to air. I was lying. I was lying in bed last night, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, Betty. Oh, Betty. Oh, Betty Elgin?
Wait a second. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
You're gross. You are gross.
I get it though.
Douglas Henderson.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
he's
this guy.
he's
I like
in.
this.
What's up, Dougie?
My wife didn't take my last name. What? Kush Coach?
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, Sarah, can I ask you a question, babe? When you pledged your life and eternal soul to me, how come you didn't change your last name to Kush Coach?
Well, there's already a Sarah Kush Coach.
I don't want to be mixed up with her. I don't want to be mixed.
Shit the bed, pal. You know, Steve, one thing when we started this whole thing, we felt like we were getting away with something on the radio talking about weed a little bit. Then we went to the internet and we're like, God, why do we fucking talk about weed?
Yeah, what do we do? No, I still like it a little bit.
Oh, I guess that's me that just fucking hates every second of it.
Yeah, I still kind of enjoy it.
So with that being said, we were like, hey, let's talk about like weed and psychedelics, but also like let's get into, you know, like philosophy and some more sophisticated topics, and let's get deep. You know, let's get in there. Let's get elbow deep. You know,
and move it around,
kind of bore it out a little bit.
Bore it out.
You know, like 442.
442.
Yeah, you get it. 442.
Oldsmobile 442.
442.
Man, that thing could eat.
Oh, dude, that thing would flat shit and give what? So the idea was we were going to have conversations, maybe just a little bit above. Above's a bad word. Maybe just a little bit better than these other topics that we were talking about. And we kind of got away from it because
it's what the people want.
Because honestly, we were just trying to cash checks on fucking patients. That was the deal. Like, let's sell some fucking weed for people, man. Give me the fucking money, pal. Boy, what a fucking lie that turned out to be. No, so we started talking.
We were naive little guys. Our first thing was like, should we open a dispensary? Or should we, we'll have remember that? We were like, we're going to have a radio show because we can kind of see that weed's coming, man.
Oh,
Remember
dude, if we would have invested our life savings, which I still laugh when I utter the word savings, but if we would have invested our life savings, our
and not got a
retirement
license
and everything, and then got fucked raw like everybody that did by the state, I don't know that I could have taken it fucking lying down. I just don't know.
Well, yeah, you already threatened to. You did do that one time. Where you're gonna.
Well, I just said what I would do, and that's why I don't put myself in those positions. That's all.
Simple math. Do we need to diagram why you don't put that type of situation?
Okay. So, a couple of things. First off, let's talk about weed before we don't talk about weed. Shamed Dogan, representative from Baldwin, he introduced legislation yesterday for a rec bill that allows for licensing as if any other business. Right? This is handle it. So he introduced legislation, and it was going to just offer licensing that would allow anybody, just like any other business license. You want to sell weed?
Yeah.
You want to get in the weed game?
Yes.
You can do it, man.
Okay,
Just
cool.
the same way another business license is. That's exactly what we're doing here. So he introduced this legislation, and I'm like, this is kind of what I'm talking about now. So I asked people, hey, shoot some holes in this thing for me. I want to read the whole thing because his program still allows for a medical program to be in place, but I think it changes the language.
It does.
So here's the deal. If it takes away home grow, then I can't get behind it.
No, exactly.
But if it doesn't, then there isn't a measure even remotely close.
I say we up it to at least.
Just keep my home grow. If you keep my home grow where it's at, and you let everybody in Missouri play the game, rock and roll.
Everybody can grow. If we have to put a limit on it, let's put a limit at 50 plants.
Okay.
So 50 plants, every person legally above the
At
age
any
of 21.
stage, too. You get to
Yep.
decide when you want to
Yep.
fucking
Yep.
harvest.
Yep.
And
Yep.
no
Yep.
doubt. Yeah.
If you can grow 50 plants, do it. And you can gift as much as you want. So it can be like, if I can gift tomatoes to my neighbor, if I can say, hey, man, I grew all these fucking extra tomatoes. Do you want some? And he goes, man, those tomatoes look so good. There's nothing more I want to do than cut that in and put some salt on it and take a bite of your
Yeah,
tomato.
maybe a little pepper and dill.
Great.
Yeah.
That's the deal
dress it
with
up.
tomatoes.
Mhm.
That should be the exact same thing. And I know everybody always kind of uses tomatoes to weed, but whatever.
No, they look similar,
Anything
I
that
know.
you can grow, you should be able to gift to your neighbor.
I would think so.
You know, like I talked about it before, the Ricky Williams article I read in Sports Illustrated fucking 15 years ago whenever he quit the league. He said he gave somebody a ride on their bike and they gave him a fat sack of weed like as a thank you. And I was like, that's the world. That's the world I'm living in.
Well, and that's the world.
one.
That's the
one.
world. That's the world that the cannabis community has always lived in.
Yep.
You need a nug, dude?
Yeah,
I'll
come
get
on.
you through
There
the
you
night.
go. There you go.
I'll
Yeah.
get you through the night. I know it comes back.
Yeah.
I know it comes back. Your guy, like he'd be like, hey, take one of these for the road.
Yeah.
You know, like that. That's how it goes.
Let that guy open a shop.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. And actually, the few guys that I know that were help keeping the black market alive back in the day, help getting medicine to patients, as teenagers were some of the most enterprising,
1,000,000%
great businessmen.
Yep.
And women.
Yeah.
So, Shamed Dogan, who's a Republican legislator from Baldwin, introduced a full-on rec bill that allows for everybody to get into the business. I believe it changes the taxing to like 4%. It basically treats it just like alcohol. It's regulated and taxed just like alcohol.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
Great. You always want to make that fucking stupid comparison between weed and alcohol.
Perfect.
Fucking great. There's already people kind of in place to put these things. I don't want DHSS in charge of this program. I don't want. And here's the deal. This is something that I said. Everyone was like, if you guys want to fix.
Oh. I want Ricky Starling in charge of it. We did it. We just got 1 million followers. Good job, buddy.
Over the top, bro.
What? Thank you.
I don't know. My thumb always ends up in there. You know?
That looks fucking gross.
Nobody can see it. Oh, Jesus. That's where Makate's at? Oh, my criminy.
God, he's such an asshole.
Such an asshole.
He's a butthole. He's a major. Oh my God. We'll throw those up.
Maybe we'll put those on.
Yeah,
He sent them to our group. I'll handle that. I'll handle that at the
Holy
break.
crud.
So, I got to. It's ridiculous. I got to.
You guys are in for a treat.
Shamed Dogan, I applaud you, sir, for trying to get out in front of a fair market that allows all Missourians to play.
When and where can you read this?
That's right. I believe it's. He introduced it yesterday, so the language should be out there.
Okay.
Just in the little opening paragraph of the STL Today article, it did say that it keeps a medical program in place, but I think it does change some language. And again, if it takes away home grow, then it's out. It's not going to pass. Nobody can rightfully get behind it, but God damn, why has it got to be one or the other? Why can't I just keep... I don't want... I honestly, God, pull this fucking program away from DHSS.
Yeah.
Hand all the paperwork over to who... I don't want them in charge. They fucking, I had this problem with the cannabis community. They were like, well, if you guys want it to change and you want the program to run how we intended for it to run, then you need to vote for Nicole Galloway. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Fine. What's your backup plan? Because it ain't going to happen. Stop telling yourself fucking stupid stories and that's your plan? It's not a plan. That's not a plan. That's a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
You know? It might hit.
Doug Flutie?
Probably not.
Happens every once in a while.
Every now and then it's going to hit. Not going to happen. Not going to happen this time. And sure enough, people had fucking hopes for like 11 seconds on fucking election night. It's like this. You got to be better than that. You got to stop putting so much. And this is ironic, talking about a legislature filed bill versus something that's drawn up by the people, which. Missouri patients, you got to stop telling yourself this fucking was done by the people and the grassroots and all that. You were on board with something that 14 people wrote to favor
Mitchum
themselves.
from Clover said it was a grassroots.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the
He
other
said it was
thing.
grassroots.
He's featured in an advocate series. Somebody fucking... God damn it.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's the biggest fart smelling situation of all time. The industry has created a magazine to sniff the farts of anybody who has the most money. If you have money, this magazine will sniff. They will have full nose inside of butthole. And I've worked with them before. I've done the award shows and shit. Like the naivete that I lived in before I started working at Sweetleaf and figuring out, oh, fuck. I was one of the guys who's like, there's a new market coming to Missouri. But kind of in the back of my head, I'm like, no, this fucking weed's always been here. And that's where I got hopped up on the Immaculate Conception shit, which everyone says, Steve, settle down. That's a good thing. And I'm like, is it that we have to make up rules based on a religious story so we can claim to have cannabis brought in over our state lines? We're gonna lie to ourselves, guys? That's our plan? That ain't a fucking plan. That is a story you tell yourself so you can make things seem on the up and up, or like you feel righteous or legal or whatever bullshit you've done. And I know I'm on it again yesterday. I went through a whole fucking series of the dude with robots. I've read up a little bit on robots because anyone who's associated with Clover now, you're not a friend of the industry. You're not a friend of patients. You're not a friend of the industry. If you've aligned yourself with Clover brands, sorry. Like that's...
Dude, I heard some... Okay, so first off, Clover has the 4th largest manufacturing kitchen in the country.
Yeah.
Already. It's like 130,000 square foot facility with room to add on another 90
what do
in case they get
bring
cultivation.
robots into
so,
their
So
facility?
it's a licensing deal. So somebody like, I think they have 3 national brands. They have Keef, Wana, and robots. And I think Wana, like they're famously like vegan.
Get them the fuck out.
Oh, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. And they also, I believe, they require of anybody that's going to be licensed through them, they have to imitate the exact same environmental
It's the
conditions.
fast food model.
They have to imitate the environmental conditions so that they can reproduce and keep the brand.
Your chicken
straight
nuggets
across.
in Europe are going to taste exactly like your chicken nuggets in Kentucky.
And what's crazy about that fucking
that's the model.
What's
they're going
crazy
with.
about that particular analogy is that the ones in Europe don't have a bunch of different additives that they would have in the U.S., which is fucking crazy.
Weird.
It still tastes the same,
Yep.
but it doesn't have like all these extra dyes and fucking gums and get on somewhere. Like, what is that?
What is that? You gotta
Anyway.
make sure it lasts forever.
Whatever, it's fine. Eat real food. So like so Wana has you want to use our brand? Cool. You want to be the place that makes it, because we can't cross state lines with it. So we have to set up these different licensing deals with different kitchens throughout every state so that we can have our brands in every state. It's going to cost you $100. You're going to have to buy $150,000 worth of equipment in order to reproduce what it is that we do.
Okay.
Fine. It's fine. You want to pay that? They want to pay that to have those brands? It's fine. They're clearly setting themselves up for a recreational market. It's fine. You know how you fucking beat them? You let other people in the game. I don't have to buy your product. Right now, people, if you want anything that's manufactured, if you want to concentrate,
You have to.
if you want candy, if you want fucking soda, if you
Medicinal
want whatever-
candy and
you
soda?
want medicinal soda?
You want medicinal candy and
the
soda?
only fucking people that you can
fucking joke
that you can get from right now is Clover.
It's a fucking joke.
Legally. So anyway,
You can
this
make your
is
own.
it's just I want the idea of Shamed Dogan's. I think I got to read through it.
Yeah,
still,
we'll
but the
dig
idea of
into
it, the idea of it, I want to get behind. I want every Missourian to have a chance. And you know what? If Clover wants to own the market, then they're going to pay them for it. They're going to pay these people to get the fuck out of the business. They're going to buy up their operations. Maybe they'll shut it down. Entirely possible. But those
What
people are
operation?
like anybody that starts one up. And you want to squeeze them out? Cool. Fucking stroke them a check. That's the deal.
Sure.
If you want to be the big dog on the block, you got to fucking pay a value.
No,
to
keep them out. It's cheaper to keep them the fuck out, bud.
So, but if it fucks with home grow, home cultivation is the one thing, and it's so frustrating because
And caregivers being able to grow for anyone.
Yes, yeah, this fucking 3 patient fucking nonsense.
They
Whatever.
should- if I'm a caregiver,
give me
should be
10
able to-
patients. Yeah, whatever. You know,
if
like,
I'm allowed to be a caregiver, let me fucking give care.
Yeah, I
let
agree.
me give care, bud.
I agree. Let's see, that won't pop up here in a second. At first glance, I'm like, that's the fucking market I want. 4% flat tax. It does take it away from the veterans and gives it to other groups. And I do have a problem with it with it funding rehab. That shit it's just a nicer fucking word for jail.
Yep,
It's a nicer word for the state to fucking extort more money out of you anyway. We're not funding that. We're not fucking funding that. I want that fucking stripped from the bill, but that's always like the concession to these dipshit these backwards thinking fucking old, like we're talking to dinosaurs here. Yeah. You know, the problem is right now is that we actually have dinosaurs running our program. And it just can't be that way.
How hard would it be to say his bill is really good, the language in it? Because, that's the problem. I could never write this bill myself because the legalese is it's another language, So could you take this fella's bill and say, oh, I love everything about it except, let me take this out, go to a lawyer and say, how do I write gift as much as you want, caregive for as much as you want, grow as much as you want. Add those 3 things in there and submit that one. Very similar. Is that like plagiarism on that level, or is that how?
No, I don't. I think you can get away with that.
Is that how it's done?
Yeah.
Is that how laws are done?
Well,
Great idea. I want to put another idea in there. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I didn't think like that's how the fucking government should be run. It's not a fucking terrible idea to have a council of like philosophers, which we're going to get into.
It works that way a little bit. I told you we weren't going to talk about weed, but this is newsworthy. It's something that
huge. Yeah,
there are people who are like, "There's no way we should put this legislature in charge." Well, who have you put in charge right now? Instead of putting the legislature in charge of the fucking bill, you let fucking a dozen people put the governor in charge, who then put 3 other people in charge, who are, by the way, fucking you raw now.
Yeah,
like that, and being so fucking unapologetic and brazen, fucking just unabashedly fist fucking you over like they clearly said we've got $25 million. We've only given $2 million of it away to veterans programs, which they haven't even been fucking defined. And by the way, we have all this money in our coffers. We'll spend every fucking dime of it making sure the rest of you don't get fucking. And we're up against it right now. I know that. There are a bunch of people who applied for extensions because we're weeks away from licenses supposed to be being pulled from people.
Yeah,
there is one motherfucking manufacturer in the state right now. That is insane. And what's ignorant is there was no limit on the amount of space you could have for manufacturing. Again, I'll remind you, Clover has 130,000 square feet. That's bigger than any cultivation site just for a kitchen. Okay, there was no limits for how big your manufacturing site could be. You could fucking put you could make it as big as you want.
Yeah, it could be the fucking Amazon.
So why then would you award several manufacturing licenses to the same entities? That doesn't make sense. And so what's going to happen is a bunch of people are going to surrender manufacturing licenses. They don't need them. And then what's going to happen is the state is not going to reissue them to the next man up. Mark my fucking words.
They already said it, didn't they?
Yeah, they're not going to do that. Well, they haven't said it, but
they don't plan on issuing anymore or taking any away.
Which is ridiculous because then they're operating even outside of what they were saying, which is like these numbers are based on the number of patients and based on this is what we should be doing. Well, if they end up revoking licenses and not giving them to the next man up, fuck you. Fuck you. Like that is, dude, I don't know. I hate to keep bitching about it. I'm going to figure out a way to keep getting my medicine. I'm I saw a little exchange yesterday with, I mean, there are dispensary owners. Dude, I work with dispensaries. I sell merchandise. I hope every dispensary reaches out to me. You said it yesterday. I'm not trying to be your enemy. Please, let's work together. If you're going to fucking buy a premium brand, this is what I do. I work with Fortune 500 companies every day fucking working on branding. Is that what you want to do? Great. Also, there's like, people actually ask me for consultation on the best marketing that you can do. Guess what I'm going to probably tell you? Make this shit affordable. Make it seem like you're fucking on our side. The shirts are great. I'm going to tell you what's the most comfortable fucking shirt in the game. I see people echo those sentiments in cannabis groups all the time. You sent me one the other day, like, softest shirt I ever wore. I'm like, fuck yeah, I fucking
was
made
like, is that you?
Yeah, it's fucking me. Of course it's me. I'm changing the fucking game. You're gonna put on something, whatever. I don't want to get into it. Point is, I work with dispensaries. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, fucking, fuck those guys. I am gonna say, there is a distinct problem with a vertical operation like Belief having the same prices as the other dispensaries.
Makes no sense.
Fuck you. You should be You should be you should be killing the competition right now. This is your decided advantage. There are only a handful of vertically integrated fucking cannabis companies. Right now, you don't have to sell $70 eighths because you control the entire pipeline. Sell a fucking $45 eighth, put these fucking people out. And 45 is still too much.
Too much.
I don't care. You're still undercutting the competition by $25. Yeah, look, come on. You can do that. Immaculate Conception new rule is bullshit. Just shows how crooked Mocan trade is. The patients need to demand more options. Oh, we're trying. Man, push for rec market and medical can get the real attention it needs. I just want them to write proposals that don't have random, sometimes unrelated things. There's no doubt. Yeah. If we could do... Well, okay, another reason why I will maybe applaud, and I got to read it. We can actually probably do the whole thing on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I can find it. It's supposedly only 6 pages.
Good.
Let's make it as cut and dry and simple as you can fucking make it. But, now I agree with my brother in that, like, just on a national level and state level, like, let's just do single issue voting. It's the number one thing plaguing this fucking deal. Pelosi sends a $2,000 stimulus back to fucking Senate. Hey, you know what? Everything else is gone. $2,000 to senators. $2,000 to every adult citizen in the country. Yes or no?
It's simple.
Yes or no?
Hit your little button. Did you see that one guy who was voting and he had his cane, his stick when they were voting in the House, and he don't even have the
good for him to get up and fucking vote. Like, cut the pork, babe.
That's a guy I want in office. He's really cutting the fat out of his day. He's just like, I got my voting stick.
He's fucking playing solitaire over here. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, we'll find a copy of that bill. We'll read it tomorrow.
Are you?
If it takes away home grow, it's dead on arrival.
Nate was talking about boycotting Mocan trade companies yesterday.
Dude, and hats off to Nate. Like
Oh yeah, Nate's a real one.
Nate is to a point where he's like, I can't do this, expect to make a living, and serve my heart at the same time.
Yep.
We're
there.
I can appreciate it.
We've been there.
I can appreciate it. Nate, I look in the camera when I say this, bud. If I have to talk about weed for 8 more seconds, I'm going to fucking blow my brains all over the ceiling. That's what I'm going to do. I hear you. I hear you, bud. I hear you. I just want to help people out.
What's your favorite type of dank?
The frosty kind.
Okay. What do you think about that? Because what's weird is Mocan trade lobbying against more licenses. You're assholes. And then
there's members in Mocan trade like, we want more licenses. It's like,
every company's like, yeah, we're in Mocan trade. When I saw
here's a challenge.
The symbols, I was half expecting the Hoosier Sophisitcate logo to be on their thing. I was like, did we join?
Can I do something fucking super brazen right now? Like, can I just make an offer out there that might be a little crazy?
I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm throwing my buddy under the bus.
Don't do that.
I'm not throwing him under the bus, but I'm going to conscript us to work that's not going to pay us anything for the first.
That's my jam.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna do. The first 3 dispensaries that reach out to us that aren't Mocan trade members, we'll make you a commercial.
Yep. Pro boner.
You know 3 people, and we'll keep it clean. We'll do whatever you want to do.
We'll do whatever you want. No.
The first 3 people that come to us and say we're not members of Mocan Trade and we're in the business.
Resume.
Well, I'll make you. Now I know that our buddy James Thomas, KC Weed Blog. You guys should give him a follow. He's one of the most brilliant people in the industry. He's got robots growing his weed.
Jarvis
dude,
is
he's
growing
fucking
his
Iron
weed.
Man. He's
Jarvis
Iron Man. He's
is
Tony
growing
Stark.
weed.
He's the Tony Stark of weed.
And he's also the truth too. Like, because people are like, "Come work for us," and he's like, "Oh, you're soulless."
Yeah, fuck you.
I've
got other ways to make money.
You don't know what I do?
I'm fucking Mr. Robot.
Exactly, dude.
So, first 3 people who aren't MoCan trade members, you can decide what you want to do with it. We'll make you content that you can share. We'll make you each a piece of content that you can share. I mean, something that's valued at $1,500. We'll give you a $1,500 value for the first 3 people that come to us and say, we're not MoCan trade members, but we do have licenses. I'm throwing it out there. I didn't go over this with my.
No, I'm fine.
I want to know who you are.
Yeah.
Who has a license?
I'll support you.
Who has a license that's not in the fucking group? And if you guys can help us out with that, help connect the dots, we'll make something cool for
Put
him.
us in contact with
We'll
those people.
make something cool for him.
Oh, yeah. We'll fucking give you
Down
some
for that?
social media fuel, bud.
Boom. There you go.
Social media.
There you go. Also, let us talk to you about what we can do to just because in the beginning we were like, oh man, we could probably make some commercials for some and we've had dispensaries in the studio saying, man, we pay. What do you guys do? And we're like, oh fuck, my kids are starving.
I know. Christmas is
fuck,
coming
my kids
up.
are starving.
But I do need to sleep. I do need sleep.
I need to sleep.
Well, it's always funny. Our process with every company has pretty much come into saying, what do you do? What do you do for people? How do you help people?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we are very patient first and friendly.
What does that mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, we hear feedback from patients, and we try to make changes based on the patient's feedback. I'm like, what does that fucking mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand. Unless your boots on the fucking ground with me, helping these families get fucking RSO to save lives on the fucking front lines, bud, then I don't want to fucking hear your patient first shit. And I've been seeing, and God love them. Some dispensaries have VIP programs, which I haven't looked into it, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well,
is that?
what it does.
Is that like people who are dying first? Like, oh, you're most terminal. You're
It's
most
typically
important.
all it is it's just people that choose to, they're usually get on a mailing list or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a way to just
It's just
listen
tone deaf.
as a
It's
salesperson.
the most tone deaf shit of all time.
Yeah, I'll give a different perspective on that only because as a salesperson, it does allow you to keep communicating with your customer. So if your customer has shown an interest in being like, hey, this is my dispensary, here's my information, it helps you to kind of, well, first off, the state's making it very easy to track the buying with the statistics on what people are into. They're making it very easy with things like metric, right? Belief, was really pumping their fucking chest about how we're getting analytics on what people are buying. We're changing our grow based on what's the trending cultivar throughout. Like that, they said that, right? Like they were fucking super juiced about that. So I can appreciate the fact, like if you have a VIP program and people want to know when, and actually
You can't be on a mailing list?
I think it's kind of the same thing. I think,
You're going to call it a VIP thing,
whatever.
though? That's what I'm
I
saying.
I get it. It's bottle service, man. It's bottle service. Everybody wants
For
to feel
medicine.
everybody
Bottle
wants to feel
service for
very
medicine.
important. Okay, it's 9:00.
When we come back,
we will
talk a
get
little bit,
we will
and then
get
we'll call
more into Dogan's bill tomorrow.
Yep.
And it's just based on what I've seen on Twitter. It seems like it's got quite a bit of bipartisan support.
Really?
So let's just see what's up with the home grow. Listen, legislators were pissed off that they weren't allowed in on. They can't make any changes to this as it sits right now. They can't do it. So
why?
That's just because it's written into the Constitution. They can't.
But he's making changes to it.
He's writing a completely new constitutional
Gotcha.
amendment.
That'll get rid of
It'll
that?
basically, it's going to have to replace
Our
one of them.
fucking rules are so fucking dumb, dude. Oh my god. Okay, we were talking about this easier. Guys, this is just for your own thoughts. What's easier, take an old town and rebuild it, or rebuild a new town in the middle of nowhere? Discuss. We'll talk about that tomorrow or something. Because
Okay,
I'm
cool.
ready for the fucking commune, bud. Three-year plan to
I
get
hear
to
you.
the fucking commune. For real.
I hear you.
What are we doing? We can do this if we have internet service.
That's actually the biggest issue. Is just we need a Starlink.
Yeah, great.
That's about it.
Great. 3 years, we'll have a Starlink.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to come back with philosophy talk, Makate, our guy who lives in Montana. It's going to be an invigorating conversation. Trying to raise the overall vibration of the Hoosiers. Let's fucking go. Let's lift each other up. We made it through the holidays, everybody. We fucking did it. I'm not a guy who's going to tell you 2021 is going to be any better because I don't know. I don't know.
It's entirely up to you. If you think the calendar flipping over is going to change your life, you are going to have a shitty year.
We want you to help us raise the vibration, and we want to vibrate inside of you and make you raise your vibrations, okay? That's all we want to do.
I want to vibrate in front of the side of everybody.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little philosophy talk when we come back from the break. The way you can help us most is by sharing some of our shit. Share it on your page, on your Facebook page. Tell a friend about the Twitch feed. Like, not many people know about Twitch. Now, everyone will eventually be on Twitch. But if you don't follow us, KC Weed blog on there, we're trying to lead the way into a new, and it's not us being like, well, we got to figure out something new to be good and special. It's like, no. Facebook is shutting us down for certain posts. We are going to keep our community on Facebook because that is our jam. And then we will move all of our content, hopefully to YouTube, Mycelial Media, and Twitch. So just tell your friends if you're enjoying the show. Feel free to tell your friends. We're out here. We're putting on a show. We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to raise the vibration, baby. So we'll see you guys here after the break. We're going to be joined by Makate, have some cool pictures for you, talk a little bit, allegory in the cave.
James Carlton Insurance 314-961-4800.
Handsome, amazing, astonishing,
Astounding,
fabulous,
incredible,
fantastical,
phenomenal,
prodigious,
stupendous,
unbelievable,
wondrous,
divine,
fantastical.
No, seriously, he's fantastical.
You got a house.
Go on and get it insured.
You got a car.
You gotta get it insured.
You got a life.
Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net.
Fantastic. Stupendous. Fantastic.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm talking about native hemp extract. That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Sweet delicious CBD. That CBD.
That CBD.
Got the CBD. CBD native hemp. That CBD.
That CBD.
You can get it from me.
I can.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
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 No. Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Native hemp extract. 1,800 milligrams of total cannabinoid goodness from Pike County, Illinois. Get yours at HoosierSophisticate.com.
I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Checking the swamp man for a pretty girl. Being an outlaw in an outlaw world.
Hey, I'm an outlaw, check it and see. Wanted poster looking like me. Walking my hound dog, surfing that swamp. Catching crow that do the sweetly stomp. Everybody do the sweetly stomp.
It's a stomp. It's a wiggle, turn around, a little tickle. It's a stomp, move your feet,
Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf. Head on down to Sweet Leaf.
Dude, man, get on down to Sweet Leaf Emporium and do that Sweet Leaf stomp, man.
James Carlton. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
961 Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Let's take a look behind the scenes at a sales meeting over at Kashmir Cannabis, the world's finest premier luxury medicinal marijuana company that cares about patients. We join the meeting already in progress.
Kashmir Cannabis is open for business, and business is booming. Now, you all know my time is very valuable, so let's make this quick. We need to discuss how we're going to keep milking these stoners by pretending we relate to them. Corbin, how are we going to relate to these dopers?
Well, sir, if our research has told us anything, it's that potheads love two things most: Bob Marley and Cheech and Chong. Okay, I guess that's three things. But the point is, our Insta posts asking, what Bob Marley song are y'all chiefing on Rasta Irie Vibration Ya, are off the charts with analytics and engagement. In the next quarter, we're shifting some funds to Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg posts on TikTok, and we expect a very positive return on investment.
I love that idea, Corbin. Keep up the good work. Leighton, baby, what are you working on to capitalize on those hempos?
It's blatant, sir.
I'll bet it is, Sugar Tits. Listen, we're here to make a little bit of money, not correct what your name is. I'll call you Boo Boo if I want to. Let's go.
I'm also the head of HR. That stands for how randy you're making me right now. Anyway, I've been figuring out a way to win the hearts and minds of minorities and poor people disproportionately affected by the war on drugs. And I found this meme of a fist with words like solidarity and freedom and justice, just buzzwords that make people feel all warm and fuzzy without having any actual meaning. It'll be great.
Brains and boobies, girl. Well done, Leighton. Hey, Joe, tell me what we're going to do to keep cashing checks on all these Keef sniffers.
Well, sir, I've been working hard on a program to get affordable RSO, Rick Simpson oil, and high-quality homegrown flowers to patients. Education, Rick Simpson oil, and growing a home should be at the forefront of our marketing campaigns. We need to try to rebuild the communities and the families that the war on drugs...
Whoa, easy there, Mother Teresa. I'm trying to cash checks on dopers. I'm not trying to run a Salvation Army.
Well, that's the thing. There won't be insane profits, but we'll all be able to live really comfortably.
Hey, sir, my name is Declan. I know how to make some money for you. I'm just here to take notes, but I know a way to get rid of your shitty weed and make a ton of money, man.
I'm listening.
May I introduce the $23 pre-roll, man?
Guy's a fucking madman, dude.
That's the CEO, cannabis millionaire,
Kashmir marijuana millionaire, dude.
Marijuana millionaire, bud.
Okay, Steve.
Okay.
You and I, we've got a couple of people out there that we admire that do podcast, and we were kind of, like, what's the who's the one we probably most relate to? And we were talking about how much we love Duncan, and I was talking on Monday night how Midnight Gospel was my streaming pick
Great
of the
pick.
year because it was finally like all of this stuff that I wanted the world to see about Duncan Trussell. I started seeing like people on Twitter, wherever else, like, oh my God, this was so deep and so mind-blowing. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's been having these conversations for like 5 years. They're great.
And he talks about crow's milk and stuff.
Crow's milk and cum and all kinds of stuff. And we're like, oh, this is our guy. You know, we want to be somewhere in between Duncan, Aubrey, even Shane sometimes.
Yeah.
Let us talk a little psychedelic science, a little science.
He's great.
And so with that being said, one of the things that we've talked about before is kind of wanting to talk about basic philosophies, philosophers, not basic, but, you know, entry level. We'll get to more and more difficult, more complex ideas. But you and I got to talking about the allegory of the cave, Plato's allegory of the cave. And I was just thinking about how, you know, you really had a great way to, you know, to make it palatable for the layman.
How would Steve tell it now?
How would Steve tell the allegory of the cave? And maybe what we do is give just a rough idea of what the allegory of the cave is.
So we're going to talk about the allegory of the cave. Plato, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't, what the deal is, which it's amazing to me. I've heard the cave, the song we played, the song
We
the
started-
cave
yeah,
earlier.
that's what we do.
Bringing it all back together. And it's so potent for what we talk about when we talk about psychedelics, what we talk about when we talk about cannabis sometimes, when we talk about life in general, conspiracy theorists, all this stuff was kind of clicking with me. So the allegory of the cave, from what I understand, is people are chained by like the feet and the neck in a cave, and their backs are up against this wall, and there's a fire burning behind them, and their entire existence is in this cave.
They're facing a wall, and there's a fire.
They're facing, so
casting
they're
their
back.
shadow. Yep.
There's a fucking
Yes.
a wall on this side. There's a fire from behind them. They can't look behind them. It's blocked off, but it's there. They can see the light of the fire over there. So every once in a while, they'll be able to create these shadows on the wall, and they'll try to guess which shadow comes next, what's going to happen that day with the shadows. It becomes their whole existence.
And they've
trying
never
to
seen the
interpret.
outside of the cave. They're born
They
there.
have no
They
idea.
were born
Yeah,
into
born.
bondage, and they will.
Their eyes are made for the cave. They're dark and weird, you know, or real
Yeah,
bright
like that
light.
Vin Diesel movie, yeah.
I fucking
Pitch
love
Black.
that. Yeah, damn right. So they're going in there, and finally, they start picking like, oh, you're the king of guessing shadows. Good job. Like, you get an award. Hey guys, everybody, like, click your tongue, because they can't clap. You know, they're all fucking chained up there.
Yeah.
They click their tongues for him. Yeah, then everyone's like, yay. The girls and the guys have like all this status inside of the cave because they can guess, they can predict which the next shadow.
Sure,
and
naturally.
Well, one of the people busts free, breaks out of the chains, goes out of the cave and can't quite see at first. His eyes can't adjust to the beauty of the trees and the water and the wind and the sun. And this is around the same time that Plato was coming up with the allegory of the sun. There's all these little allegories that kind of all fall in like a 15-year span, because this is 400 to 500 years before Christ.
Yes.
So that's the time period we're dealing with here. So when this guy goes out of the cave, guy or girl, he goes and he sees the world and he notices how beautiful it is. And this is the actual real world that's going on. What we were seeing in the cave was just these shadows on the wall, just these shadows that we're interpreting, and all of this meaning out of everything. He lives out there, finally makes his way. He goes, I have an obligation to the people back in the cave. I remember what it was like to be in the cave. They got to check this shit out. So he goes back to the cave. Goes, guys, you should see it. It's awesome out here. There's the ocean, and there's birds flying around, and the breeze on the sweaty skin is like nothing you'll ever experience in your life. It's hot, it's cold, it's all these awesome things that are life. And the people in the cave are like, I don't understand what you're saying. I can't even comprehend sunshine. The fuck are you talking?
Sunshine?
What the fuck are you talking about? Well, it's like this great thing. It's a light in the sky, and they're like that fucking light shining from behind us. He's like, no, it's different. It's a whole fucking different thing. And so they say, all right, well, get back in here. If you can interpret some of these fucking shadows on the wall, then you can be back. Well, his eyes have been changed, so when he gets back into the cave, he's like, I can't fucking tell what's going on. That's nothing. You guys are fucking looking at nothing. It's just these fucking figments of your imagination that you're all, what you're doing here is meaningless. And everyone's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I'm fine. So then that's the pretty much the crux of it is that what is real? What kind of life is giving you meaning?
Yeah.
What is
your
the
truth is
reality outside?
determined. Your truth is determined by your environment.
Yes.
And what you're able to touch and see, and honest and being someone who maybe tries to expose a different truth is a threat to your reality.
Yes.
And so if you set me free, I'll fucking kill you, bud. I'll fucking kill you.
Which is wild. And you see where it's coming from Plato. He's a fucking philosopher.
He's a thinker.
So I'm sure they're like, look at this fucking idiot. And he's like, okay, I got a story for you fucking simpletons. Here you go. But I was like, how would Steve tell that now?
How would Steve tell the allegory of the
So the
cave?
way you do it is you're a guy, you're in a cave, you're all shackled up, but the only thing's free is your hands. And your buddies are all sitting next to you. And there could be chicks too, finger jamming, whatever you get, whatever your delight is. So you're just jerking guys off, right? And your whole existence is just jerking guys off. Best, everybody's the best.
Yeah.
They're the best.
It's what you
at
do.
it.
It's what you were
what
born into this.
You're born into this. And you see it and you put splooges on the walls or whatever, geysers all over the place, and you're kind of interpreting it like, oh shit, that's an
eagle, or we don't know what an eagle is.
They wouldn't know what an eagle. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. And then, but they're like, no, that load's gonna win. It's gonna go down to the bottom first. So they're like, oh, you guessed which load was gonna hit the bottom first. Great, good job. You're the king of this little situation we have. Great. Okay, one guy breaks free, right? He goes outside and he's hard as a rock, just walking around jerking it because it's all he knows. It's all he knows, walking around. Everybody's like, dude. He meets a guy. He's like, hey, bud, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just fucking cranking one out, just cranking it. And he goes, you can't do, like, there's a lot of places you can stick your joint. That,
You can stick your joint, dude.
So he's like, okay. And he's like, oh, fucking, what about this? He finds, like the couch, and he's, like, he's, like, in between the cushions of the couch, and he's like, fuck, not bad. Not bad at a hand. A hand job was getting old. It was great. It worked every time. The old-fashioned worked every damn time. But, oh, God, this... Like, these cushions
Feels
are
different.
soft. Yeah, okay.
It's a different kind of orgasm.
Okay, now I'm going to stick it in something cold. Okay, yeah, I grabbed something out of a...
I'm a fucking papaya.
Yeah, thank you. There's a fruit fell on the ground. It's cold outside.
I don't even know that it's a papaya yet.
He fucking puts it in there. No, you have no idea. So, oh, God, that feels great. He sees a fucking lady, a guy, a fucking whatever.
Tries them all. Yeah, he tries them all.
He's trying them all. He just...
Mouths, butts.
He's just fucking one thing
vaginas.
after another. One thing after another. He's just thinking... And it all feels so good. He goes back to the cave, and he's like, Bud.
It all feels so good that... What's he gonna do? Jerk off?
A hand job? Yeah, every once in a while, sure.
Maybe.
But then he goes.
But that's
back,
just utility.
He goes back to the cave and he's like, guys, you can fucking like we've been fucking jerking each other off the whole time, like like that, not getting it done. Not getting it done. So then they're doing it.
Paul Reiser tells the allegory of the cave.
Dick version. So they're like, Bud, there's no way anything feels better than what we're doing right now. Every time it works,
we're the best hand jobbers around.
So they're like, all right, give us a hand job. You can give us a hand job that blows our minds. And guess what? We're with you. And he's like, oh, he doesn't even like quite remember. He's like, guys, there's better ways to do this. And they're like, your heart's not in it. You're not going to get the job done. Your heart's not in it. I can tell your heart's not in it when you're, it's like, like a lifeless hand job. Like,
the worst. Sad handies.
Sad
handies are
Sad
hard,
handies are tough.
Yeah, they're real tough.
I mean, it's still good.
It's still handy.
Yeah.
Actually, whatever.
But then, he can't give a good hand job. So everyone looks at him like a fool.
He's lost the art because it just doesn't do it for him anymore.
It doesn't do it for him anymore. He's got to stick it in something weird.
It's like me talking about weed, dude. It just doesn't do it for me anymore. You know what I mean?
Way to bring it all back around. No, so that's how I would tell the allegory to the cave. I do have some songs and some movies. I'll give you the list of movies real quick, and then we'll
that
go
were based on the allegory of the cave.
Based on the allegory of the cave.
Oh, that's exciting.
So 10.
Well, by the way, thank you for making that palatable. Because
everybody understands it.
Yeah, the idea is, masturbation's great, and if it's the only thing you know, then it's the fucking best. But then, like, as soon as you put it in something warm or have something warm put inside of you,
yes.
What are you doing with this? What are you doing?
It's great.
Knuckle
It's great every
shuffle?
once in a while.
It's
Fine.
fine.
Like, but you're gonna have to put me in a sense of danger if you're gonna give me a hand job.
This is the deal.
I need danger.
100%. Step on my neck while you're doing it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
We're at a baseball game. I don't know.
That's the deal. Maybe in a high-speed chase.
Sure.
That's when you
Remember
pull
that
out
movie
the
with
hand.
Charlie Sheen and Christy Swanson, The Chase?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Where they're in the car and
They're, like,
the whole
banging
thing.
it out while they're yeah.
Dude. God, that was hot.
That's
Dude.
pretty
She
hot.
burns him, I think, with the cigarette lighter too.
Come, dude.
So 10 best movies that deal with the allegory of the cave, and it's kind of the story that you realize has been told a million times, but you don't know where the kind of the first known remnants of it were. The first one is the Lego Movie. Apparently, there's a bunch of hidden messages in the Lego Movie,
Which is actually a
really
cool. Phenomenal movie.
It's about this Emmett and Lord Business and all these different characters that kind of surmise the plot of the allegory of the cave. I've never seen it. So then there's Strangers on a Train, which is a Hitchcock movie. Inside the Cave, Hitchcock gives viewers an eerie remake of the cave allegory as the camera follows the shadows of those in the boat. It's about this guy who's going to kill this other guy's wife. It's a really intense Hitchcock movie. Then there's a movie called Syndicate, New York, 2008. It's a movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it's kind of like a frantic look inside the mind of like schizophrenia and kind of I don't know. I haven't seen that either. Interstellar. I have seen most of that before. It's Christopher Nolan, has Matthew McConaughey. He has to leave Earth and save the planet. But he figures out a way to talk to past Earth.
Yes.
To figure out a way and kind of warn them of their ways before, it's another allegory. Shutter Island. I don't know if you remember that.
Leo DiCaprio?
Leo DiCaprio, 2010. That movie was fucking intense.
Pretty weird.
That's where he was going to the insane asylum. Yep. And it was, that movie messed with my head.
Yeah,
dude.
it's definitely a mindfuck thriller for sure.
That one and like Memento, those weird ones. Number 6, The Village. Just rewatched that recently. It's where they all live in like
Shyamalan.
Great, where they can't leave the town. Then they finally leave the town, but do they tell the kids back there, because they're the next generation? They're like, we can't keep up this lie because we're the people who dress like the things. Spoiler alert. Number 7, The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
Red pill, blue pill.
Obviously. Number 8, one of my favorite movies of all time, Stranger Than Fiction.
Such a good flick.
Starring Will Ferrell and not Cusack, the sister of
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, thank you. Pan's Labyrinth, which is a
unbelievable,
wild movie.
Unbelievable.
And then The Truman Show as the number 1 there. So those are some movies that have taken Plato's
I once came in a cave. But then your mothers told me to stop calling it a cave. It's their special place. But I certainly don't treat it that way. Ooh, squirt.
Okay, Alan's on board.
Let's go ahead and, Alan, maybe we're going to ground you for a little bit. You're not going to talk about our mothers like that.
You ready for this?
I think it's as good a time as any. Ladies and gentlemen, I really am excited to introduce you to one of my... this is an old buddy of Steve's who I've only had the pleasure of meeting in the flesh once before. We made some sweet music.
All right, hey, he's introducing you now, and he stopped. Now he's looking at me.
I'm just staring at him off camera because he's talking over me. Yeah, let's just bring him online. This guy is the front man for a lovely band called Mad Hallelujah Tribe. He's also got some little solo stuff he's been putting out there here recently on Facebook, Instagram. One of my favorite follows on all of social media because it's genuine. The guy somehow got the keys to the gates of heaven, and he's brought back pictures. He's brought back pictures. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you to the show. Welcome to the show, our friend Makate.
Yo, hey guys. Yo, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
It's going great, Brew.
Hey, Brew, it's so good,
Brew. Oh, that's mean ass, Brew. I'm happy to be on the show.
We thank you for joining us, Mean Brew. Hope you don't be mean to us, Brew.
Oh, I can tell you haven't been working on your accent.
Nope. I'm actually getting worse. I was actually working on it in my kitchen.
I watched a video last night, 112 things Kiwis say, or something like that.
Yeah.
And The gal didn't even sound like a
No.
Kiwi. She sounded like a damn fraud.
I tried to watch that movie you sent me. I am gonna watch that.
Stickman?
Stickman.
Stickman.
Oh, Stickman. Oh, you want to, over there, instead of saying deck, they say dick. I was like, oh, you want to come sit on my dick?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Craig said yes.
Buddy, it's so good to talk to you. We are going to make this a regular segment every Wednesday. We're going to get into the weeds a little bit. We were talking about the allegory of the cave, Plato's allegory of the cave.
Were you guys actually doing that?
What's that?
Were you actually talking about the allegory of the cave?
Yeah, yes. No, that was a real text message I sent you.
Oh, that was one of the real ones.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Really? No, I was like, I thought you were joking. Then I was like, when I get online, I'm going to say, let's actually do that. Let's talk about the allegory of the cave.
Well, you don't have to, because guess what, bud? That's what we're doing here today, buddy.
Nice.
I want to start your life has kind of been the allegory of the cave, I feel like.
Is it? You need to remind me what so they're looking at shadows on the wall, right? And they think that's reality? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then one guy gets free, or girl comes back and says, guys, there's a whole world out there. And everyone's like,
You like the shadows.
I like this. I like it, Brew. I like the shadows, Brew.
Oh, the shadows, Brew. I just want to keep looking at the shadows flickering on the wall. That's wicked.
Wicked flickering.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen your travels. Now, you were following bears for a while or something, weren't you?
Yeah, quite recently, actually.
Well, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just something that really happened in my life that I'm so grateful for. And it found me. It's like the bears found me in the time when I really needed it. I needed something. That was actually like what got me out of the cave. That's really interesting that you brought that up. I was like in a deep depression when I was 20 years old in college, like dropping out of engineering school and not knowing what to do with my life. And then my assistant hockey coach at the University of Illinois was working on a grizzly bear project. And he said, does anyone want to come to Glacier Park for the summer and study grizzlies? And I was like, sure, that sounds cool. I'll try that. And
yeah, sure, whatever.
Didn't look at any pictures before I came and just showed up and was like, holy shit. Like, wait, and you can get paid to do this?
Damn.
No one told me that. When I was getting out of high school, I was given two options. It was, do you want to be a computer scientist or an engineer? And I was like, I guess engineer? I don't know.
Yeah, because you were number 2 in our class at CBC, weren't you?
Yeah, I was number 2.
Yep, fucking Nate Marsh owned you. He fucking owned you, bud.
No, Jimmy Jost.
Oh, that's right. Was Marsh behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, you owned Marsh? Well done, sir.
Well done, pal. Well done indeed.
Everybody knows Jost bought that fucking title anyway.
I didn't want to give the speech, so I gave it to Nate.
Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you.
Although you're kind of a wordsmith. Like,
you are.
I feel like you kind of shet the bed on that one, bud.
You shet? You had a shet.
Sorry, Craig. Damn it. Now I feel bad.
It's okay. We can go back in time and do it all over again.
I'm going to go, guys.
All right. It's been fun talking to you about the cave.
Yeah, this is a great segment.
So
you guys... You ask me a question, and then you belittle me, and then we hang up.
Oh, don't fucking threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, that's Greg's only way to get off now.
I can't get off without abusing somebody.
I was doing grizzly bear research this past summer. It's been a few years, and yeah, it was amazing, man. I was literally getting paid to climb mountains and sleep on top of mountains.
How did it do it for you? Like, you were not feeling good, and then do you think it was the connection with nature? What exactly do you think it was that helped you get along?
Absolutely, man. And it was so humbling, and there's something about that, about like being just like broken down but simultaneously in such awe. Yeah. That just cracked me wide open. I felt like I literally was living in a cave. Like, I was like, I don't know if any of you guys have been through this kind of period in your life where you're like sitting in your dark apartment and like kind of just like doubting everything about yourself. That's pretty much what I was doing for like an entire year. Like pretty much in the cave and like in a basement apartment. And then I got out there and it was like, it was a hallelujah moment. And, you know, I had never backpacked in my life. So, you know, for anyone that's ever not backpacked and like, oh, I don't know what to do, I just did it. And they're like, here's a 90-pound backpack. Go walk with this for 8 days. And it was just like so humbling, and it just crushed me. But at the same time, it was like feeding me all of this life force. You know, it was like, this is what I was like put on this planet to do, is to like be in the mountains. And it felt like coming home, you know.
Were there any close calls with the bears?
I've encountered like a lot of bears in my life, and a lot at close range, and have never had to use bear spray, and have never been charged. So I'm very fortunate in that.
I just watched the Grizzly Diaries. There's 2 of them. The one where the one guy is like, hey there, little Bertha. Oh, you look angry today. That one guy who got mauled with his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, he was a little out of it.
Yeah, and then now there's another guy who's going in there who's a lot more. He puts up an electric fence, and he's just out there studying them. He's I think he's from Switzerland, and a guy goes out there to it's not the Grizzly Man Diaries. I'll look it up, but it reminded me of you, because this guy he kind of looks like it a little bit, and he's just happy to be. And when he gets to see a bear or a mom with her cubs, you know, he is just controls his breathing, goes in. He's like, I just want them to know I'm not a threat to them. I am a part of nature just like they are. And these bears will just fucking walk right by him. And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I wouldn't do this with hungry bears. He goes during like, you know, the salmon run right up and that's closing. So he's like, yeah, they're all well fed, but it's pretty amazing to see how connected he is to the land and even the wildlife around him.
Totally. Oh, dude, like that is in our DNA to be able to have that kind of connection. And we've been, you know, societally bred now to think that, well, even just look at our language. I mean, we're going to come back to talking about wordsmith and language. Like we use the word natural, like, and I thought about this word a few years ago. I was like, what do we mean when we say something is natural? Usually we mean it hasn't been touched by human hands, right?
Yep.
So we're all automatically implying that humans are not natural. And we go into nature as if it's this foreign place, right? We already have this mindset like, oh, it's natural. Well, that means humans have nothing to do with it. But it's like, we're made of the same stuff.
Dude, it's like, I got to get out into nature. Buddy, you are nature.
You are nature. And it's like, you go into nature and you become more of yourself. And that's why we love it so much, because we're like, we remember. It's a remembering. We're like, we're made of this stuff. We are one with this. And, you know, all the indigenous people of the world, they had like wild animals around them all the time. I'm sure there were like fatal encounters in both directions, but you know, you hear stories. There's a mountain and glacier called Lone Walker Peak, and the legend is that he was chief that had 2 grizzly bears that slept in his teepee with him and followed him around.
That's bad to the bone, dude.
That's bad to the bone, man. Imagine going to ask that guy to marry his daughter.
I'll do it.
Well, Makate, for those, so we kind of brushed over a lot of years there, because I don't know if you guys know this, but we're no spring chickens. So you were in college, coming to terms with, or just waking up to what a new reality was. When I met you, you were globetrotting with a little band. This is just a couple of years ago. I say a little band, but I instantly had a connection with you, and I feel as though, much like you were just saying, we are nature. I've sat in medicine ceremonies, and I think we'll maybe save some of the medicine talk for future conversations. But that Mad Hallelujah Tribe's music was medicine to me, and it was something that I instantly connected with. How did you find yourself? Were you always musically inclined? How did you find yourself in a band that was kind of traveling around the world, making this, what I would call kind of tribal ceremonial bridge kind of music that kind of connected two different worlds.
Ineffable medicine.
Ineffable medicine, Steve. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. Yeah. Obviously, I felt the instant connection with you as well. You guys are absolute brothers. And any friend of Steve is a friend of mine. Well.
Yeah, don't throw the friend thing around. Steve picks up a lot of fucking strays, bud.
Yeah. It's dangerous road. There'd be a lot of needles and yeah.
I sleep with two bears in my tent, but they're like 55-year-old hairy dudes, and I just fucking
Barry and Harry.
Barry and Harry the bears. They keep me safe. Go ahead and ask them for my son's hand in marriage.
I'm gonna answer your questions, Craig, but I was just gonna mention last night I was telling a friend I was gonna be on this show this morning, and I was saying something like, what did I say? It was like potty jokes to plant medicine. I was like, oh, that could be the name of our.
That's awesome, dude.
Potty jokes to plant medicine. Yeah. I like it.
It's all there, man.
Which if you've sat like in a brew ceremony, in an ayahuasca ceremony, yahe ceremony, you're never far from the potty. At least I'm not. I'm a downward purging fool. So
I gotta poop looking at mushrooms, dude. If I look at them, I'm like, well, my system already
if
starts
I'm trying to
moving.
sell people on the sexiness of the Amazonian brew ceremony, I'm like, well, kind of what it is you drink down this what I can only claim like tastes like road tar, and then you drink that down, and then if you're lucky, in 45 minutes, you're going to hear about a dozen people start puking. And you would almost like to join them, except you can't because you now have explosive diarrhea and you're trying to figure out how to get to a toilet so you don't shit all over yourself.
Yeah, Craig, I would have these moments in the jungle where it was like, it would need to be coming out of the top and the bottom. And I'm like talking to the plants like, all right, let me get it out the bottom first so that while I'm puking, the other one doesn't happen.
Yes, dude.
Give me 30 seconds, please. I need 30 seconds. Just let me finish this.
Yep.
One at a time, please, not both.
Yes, I get it. I need to suffer. Can I just please have one at a time?
Can I have a shred of dignity while I suffer? Can I have that?
Jesus.
Because that's the thing. You don't want your wet shit to be someone else's problem. I got no problem shitting on myself if I'm alone in the jungle.
No.
I have a problem with somebody that's trying to
clean
hold
you up.
space for me as I traverse through the cosmos. Just having to deal with
you're screaming,
what I would call an
Wipe
emergent liquid shit situation.
Yeah, well, it's important for us all to take care of our own shit, right?
That's right.
God damn.
That's right.
Yeah, taking responsibility. Well, yeah, man, that ties in perfectly. I mean, you asked, I guess, no question is answered linearly.
Brie.
But yeah, the plants had, I mean, those were the major factor in why the band started and how it all came to be. And that's a bit of a tale. That's a long tale. But no, I did not consider myself musically inclined. I loved music. I was raised listening to KC95. Wow, I haven't said that in a long time.
Yeah.
And, that was like all that stuff. Those classics are like, they're ingrained in me. And I love music. And I would I'd play in my living room, but I would never want to sing or play in front of anyone unless I'd have to get really drunk to do so, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I was in my fourth and fifth ceremonies ever that got this very, very clear vision to go back to New Zealand and meet up with these guys that I had met a few years prior to that and start this band. And I contacted them afterwards and everyone was on board. And at that time, I had never sung into a microphone. I really had no songs written. I had never performed live. And I'm like, I'm going to leave my life behind and go travel the world and be a musician. And I couldn't even sing in key. It was such an absurd thing to do, really.
Well, you notoriously only did different versions of Your Body is a Wonderland, too.
We meshed that with Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, God, yes. God, that's a good duo right there. We play two songs, and it's a medley.
It's a medley, and we do it for an hour or two.
That's medicine music, bud.
That's the medicine that Craig's talking about.
Yeah, that literally makes you shit yourself.
Yeah, we strike that brown note pretty hard.
Hey, I saw a video on your Facebook the other day, maybe it was on your Instagram, of you chasing sunsets. Can you let us in a little bit on that?
Oh, yeah, I think I posted that when I posted that last night. That's what I do, man. I just thought I'd like make a point to like describe that, because I typically, I'll work all day on music or whatever, and then I try to get outside most days. And if I'm sitting around and I'm looking out there, and like you start to get an eye for when the sunset's going to be epic, you can like see it in the middle of the day. You're like, oh, it's sunny, but like there's these little clouds happening, so I just time it, and I'm like, where am I going to get to, to soak this in? Oh. And then like the other night when that video of me like running through the forest, like get out to the lake, I was driving around up in the park, and it was just getting so freaking epic, and the full moon was coming up over these, like, the mountains turned completely orange pink, and the full moon was coming up over them, and as the sun was setting, as it does. And I was like just like trying to drive down these icy roads to get to the spot I needed to get to. I'm like, because it's just going to be so amazing. And then I'm always trying to find like the balance between like just absorbing it and completely immersing in that moment and taking pictures. And I'm like, that's a fine line I got to draw, because I'm like, I want to just sit here and just breathe this in, but I also want to take pictures because it's too fantastic not to.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're looking at some of your pictures right now on the ones you sent us.
The lake, I mean, I can see down to the bottom of the lake halfway out, if not for the perfect mirror reflection of the mountainside, right. Painted against the pink sky. Like I could see I could tell you the colors of the pebbles 200 yards out there.
Right.
It's insane.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
What lake is that?
That's called Lake. Ooh, do I dare? It's
Oh yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to, because you're up in Montana somewhere. We won't give.
It's in Montana. We'll leave it there.
Okay, yeah, we're in Montana.
No. I could say, this is another thing. So I post a lot of pictures. I have a personal policy that I never advertise the exact location of anything. Take a photo of. And it's not like I don't really mean that in like a selfish way. What I think the Instagram age, as awesome as it is kind of exploiting a lot of places.
It's whoring the earth out, no doubt.
Yeah, and I'm just so appalled by it at times. And I'm a product of the social media age too. But if friends ask me directly, like, where is that? I'll just like message them privately and say, hey, this is where I am. But like, I don't like to advertise it publicly so much. But
no,
yeah, people who know will know where that is. It's I mean, and the name
in Montana, are those spots everywhere?
Are these spots everywhere?
Yeah, because it seems like you got a new spot that's beautiful every freaking day, bud.
Well, if you see mountains, it's probably Montana.
Okay.
If you see desert, it's probably Utah.
Are you pretty close? Like, they border each other? Yeah, they fucking.
No, they don't. It's a bit of a drive. It's like a 2-day drive. I was down in Utah for 2 months, and that's a fantastic place.
Oh, I want to get out west so fucking bad. And seeing your pictures is inspirational. You don't have to know the fucking exact location to know that the earth is gorgeous. And, they're not going to be able to create these virtual reality portals without your pictures on there and telling them exactly where it's at. That way people never have to leave their house. They're just like, yeah, I'll fucking transport myself to the mountain during sunset.
Yeah, I mean, that's my real hope is that everyone can just e-hike all these places.
Yes, e-hike is the new deal. Now you got into e-hiking. What are you like climbing mountains when you're out there, or like what's going on there?
I do. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that? Like are you?
We got a picture of you right now, kind of a silhouette of you with a painted sky behind you, a big old white cumulonimbus cloud sitting behind you. What yeah.
What's up with that? No, like, do you?
What up with it?
Are
Well,
you
Greg
Alex
knows a lot about
Honnold,
clouds.
or what's going on up there? Are you like really
my
climbing these
what?
things, or are you Alex Honnold, or are these things that you're
I
like?
am not. There are very few Alex Honnold.
No, there's only one. That guy's a fucking
He's a
dude.
freak.
He's unreal.
He's next level, man. I am not doing anything like that where I'm hanging like over an impossible precipice. But I am. I do walk to the tops of mountains, and by walk that often involves using the hands. Like there's climbing, but where I climb, the rock is crumbly, so you can't be using ropes.
Gotcha.
So it's really wild. Like you look at these mountains, you look at the face you're supposed to climb, and it looks like a death wish. You're like, no, you can't climb that. Like, I mean, that's how I felt when I first came out here. Like that looks, you would die if you did that, right?
Yeah.
Get up closer, and it's like always a metaphor for life. It's always a metaphor for life. Like nature speaks in metaphors. It's like these things look impossible from a distance, right? You think about those things in your life, and it's like, well, just go closer to it. And you walk closer, and you get up close, and you see that actually it's just a series of small moves, and that it is possible. And the mountain as a whole seems very overwhelming, but if you just take it like one move at a time, it's totally doable.
That's
Wow.
it's a bit of a, I don't know, simile or
allegory.
allegory in and of itself, right?
Always.
So okay, so you're traveling the world with a bunch of Kiwis, and you're making music. And did COVID kind of put the brakes on that a little bit, or were you already heading back here to do? Were you already headed back here to do work?
COVID put the brakes on. I mean, we were all like, I don't know. I guess I was personally probably kind of ready for a little break. So
Sure.
it was I was kind of like, God, I don't know if I want to just like keep hammering away, touring and these kind of things. And then COVID happened. It's like, well, that answers that question.
Uh-huh.
Not going to be playing any shows anytime soon. And but I've still been just kind of turning the focus more to recording now.
Cool.
So luckily that's still very much a possibility.
And we can find your stuff on SoundCloud and YouTube and all that
Yeah, well,
good stuff.
it's all going to be, and my solo stuff's all going to be on Spotify in the next week or so. It'll just be under Makate.
Cool.
What do you record? You just recording at home with a little microphone and all that jazz?
Well, yes, yeah, I do that. I have a whole little setup here. And then also down in Utah at this awesome spot that I go to, they have a little recording studio that's super nice, and it's not a huge room, but it's really well done, and they've got really, really nice gear, and they're super generous people, and they've opened the door for myself and the band and some other people to just use the place for
Even
free.
Voita?
Even Voita, if he were to come over and check.
That guy's a fucking wild man.
The
dude.
fiddler?
Voita the violinist.
The fiddler?
Oh, man. I've heard stories about that guy.
Do you guys know who East Forest is?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So he all the stuff he made was made in that recording room that I'm talking about down in Utah.
I listen to East Forest
Damn.
at least several times a week. I'm really partial to Music to Be Born To, and also I like to put on the Ram Dass album every now and then. And
Ram Dass is so good.
it really is. Like it makes me feel the same way that like Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt did, which is like somehow these very simple things that Ram Dass is saying, especially in the entire breadth of work that Ram Dass has put out there. This is probably the most simplistic ideas, but that's kind of how
That's the deal.
that's kind of what the wisest people do. And that's actually what the medicine does often. It's like you hear something in your head and you're like, well, that's not like super profound. Like if you told that to someone sober,
Right.
they're like, yeah, duh, that makes perfect sense. But it's like, but you're actually experiencing it and you're learning it not just with your ears or your eyes, but you're learning it through a multitude of senses. And so like hearing Ram Dass towards the end of his life saying these things, doubling down on these things, talking about loving your fear as he's looking death in the face, like it just hit a little heavier, So I revisit that album pretty often.
Oh yeah, just like in the one I love the one where he just keeps his mantra, like the I am loving awareness.
I am loving awareness. Yes.
Yeah. And then he'd be like, and then he'll kind of like switch the emphasis and be like, I am loving awareness.
Yes.
He loves awareness. And yeah, it's just so beautiful in the way East Forest put the music behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the simplicity, It's like, God, it all ties together, doesn't it? Like we make our lives so complicated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we all do it.
That's the deal. That's like when I kept expecting the allegory of the cave when I was looking into it last night. I'm like, there's got to be more to it. This is the fucking oldest story in the history of time, and a lot of people run around going, I don't know this concept or this idea. I know I've been there. And it's like, no, people have been deep thinking this shit for a long time.
Thousands of years.
We're all coming from that same source of existence. And it all seems to come back to they found happiness in the rivers, in the sun, in the mountains, in the wind, in their fellow human who's also enjoying all those things. That's one of the simplest facts of all time, that when you get out into nature with friends, you are going to feel something that you don't feel in a board meeting or at somewhere, like all these other places that you're like, oh yeah, even church sometimes. Church never gave me the same feeling that I got out in nature with people I loved, experiencing being.
Exactly. Yeah, I always say the best way for me to get to know someone is to go on a hike with them.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Something about it.
That way, if you want to fucking get rid of them, it's like
just a quick little nudge off the cliff.
Yeah. And I'm fast, so I can get away pretty quickly.
No doubt.
Hell of a hockey player back in the
And
day.
as long as you're fast, hiking with someone you don't know is also a safety measure, because if a bear does charge, you only have to be faster than that person.
Yep.
And,
you're out of it.
And that's that's not a bad deal. We talk about how we complicate things, and again, the medicine brings you back to, and the medicine is not necessarily a brew or a mushroom or a plant. It's being in nature. It's your feet grounded in the earth. It's that polar plunge that you take in the water. It's what you feel when you lay your body half in the water and half out.
Killing a drifter.
Yeah, it's strength. It's feeling the last breath escape from a drifter on the highway. No doubt, dude. You get it.
I get
it. But I think it was.
It's great. It took me a minute to realize what you said.
It took a minute.
Yeah. Well, until you feel that power in your hands, you don't really know what it is to be God, because we are God. Just like nature, we are no separate from God. We get that's something that the medicine when we get to drink in God's bounty, and we realize that we are a part of this creation. We are just a reflection of the cosmos. Each one of us just a node that helps the universe learn a little bit more about itself. I think, what was it? Twain said, God made man in his image, and man, being the gentleman that he is, returned the favor, right? So we have this idea that God looked like us, right? Because it's got to be this bipedal figure, that's the daddy figure, that's and it's not until we kind of break down these constructs and we realize that it's the snow on the bending conifer trees that we're staring at right now as we go through Makate's pictures here from paradise. I just feel like when the complication, and also throughout the history of man's had an idea of what the answers to the universe are, and the one thing that's constant is we're always learning how wrong we are, right? Yep. And it never feels more right than anything than when you stop trying to explain it and you just kind of live within it. And I don't know if there's a better way to do it than what you're doing right now, bud, which is just plunging yourself into the earth, and other gentlemen travelers who you happen to know, so
the highway drifters.
You always gotta have sex with them.
Yeah, that was a sermon, Craig. That was amazing. I was just kind of getting lost in it.
Settle
there.
down. Settle down.
I got.
Okay.
Oh, there's Stickmin.
It is
Hey, we
Stickmin.
got a picture of Stickmin.
Don't start scrolling through.
It's our group. There's no. There's no.
You never know.
You never know. Look at this picture, bud.
You guys look at
I'm envious of you because as many of the colors in the sky that there are, there's about 20-fold the amount of colors in the rocks through the clear freaking water that I'm looking at.
It almost doesn't look like water right
amazing.
there.
I know, eh? Yeah, the most colorful stones I've ever seen are here. I've never seen river rocks and lake rocks that are this colorful.
It's almost like they take on the sky because the water's not.
Is it
covered in
glacier?
muck,
Is it glacier water? Is that why it's so clear?
The water is coming right off the snow. Yeah, I mean that water that you're looking at was snow, moments before,
filtered through the mountains
earlier that day.
Jesus, bud.
So these rocks you're looking at are some of the oldest exposed rocks on the planet.
Yeah.
These rocks are These rocks are 1.5 billion year old, some of them. And they were the bottom of a shallow sea, an inland sea, 1.5 billion years ago and longer. And so you'd be climbing. This is the wild thing, guys. It's like be climbing a mountain, be up at 9,000 feet, and it'd be a big slab of rock, and it's got ripple marks in it from when it was a shallow ocean. You can literally see like the ripples as if you would see ripples in sand on a beach shore or in shallow ocean. And now we're on top of a mountain knowing that this was once under an ocean.
Even the mountain feels like it's drowning every once in a while.
It's amazing, man. It's just, yeah, it's eternal. I just sent you guys a little picture of the colorful rocks.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what that is. Let's go back here.
Stickmin.
Stickmin.
Oh, Stickmin. Oh, the Stickmin.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun with this.
If you want to talk like a Kiwi, you just gotta. What I do is I start out and say, "Oh yeah, oh yeah,
oh yeah,
oh yeah, yeah." You're off to a good start.
Really good stat.
Oh yeah, wicked. That's how I do it. Wicked mean.
It's wicked. It's
you got to try wicked.
Wicked mean.
The I's become like U's. The E's become I's.
I wasn't
It's
sure
a
how
whole
to do.
fucking thing.
Yeah, bread is breed.
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 I just like Brit. Jermaine.
I just
Jermaine
like
and
that
Brit.
piss
Okay,
has
Jermaine.
everything to do with just
Taking the
drinking
piss
and being
out of it?
drunk.
Take the piss out
taking
of
the
it.
piss. Oh, taking the piss. Oh, I'm just taking the piss. Taking the puss.
Taking
puss.
a puss.
Oh, you're taking the puss.
Taking a puss. I'm not finding your colored filters. Look at this.
Makate,
What
these
is that?
pictures are unreal, bud.
I mean, are there filters on these?
I enhance what's already there.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of
I
people?
got a phone. It's all taken on iPhone, and I just
think that's the one he's talking about.
I just boost up the saturation a touch just so you can draw it out. But
sure,
that's real. It's not like I'm going in and coloring it.
You drew all these, didn't you? These are all drawings.
Yeah, it's actually all Crayola crayon.
These are crayon drawings. I knew it. Freaking knew it. You used to do awesome crayon drawings in high school.
Yeah, that's why.
You've gotten better.
I took all my tests in crayon.
Well, I gotta say that I feel like the first
It went well.
the first potty talk to plant medicine segment went
perfect.
pretty well.
I had fun. Did you have fun?
You talking to me?
Yep.
I had a great time.
Yeah. All right, we did it.
I like it, and he's behind us at least an hour. I don't know. Are you Mountain Time, pal?
Yeah, he's mountain.
You're Mountain Time.
Oh, Mountain Time, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in Mountain Time. Yeah, I get it. They're mountains, but there's mountains in play. Look.
Even Craig gets it.
Yeah, I get it. Even I get it.
Even
a roadside murderer like me.
I love you guys.
We love you too, Makate. We're gonna do this every hump day.
And
soul
we're building a
humping.
studio here, pal, because Jason, like every day we come in here, we lose less of our video shooting studio, and there's more and more equipment. And apparently, we're looking at a whole control board that's coming in here now. And we want this to be a place where
Freaks like you
where
can
we,
come in
where
and
we
feel
make
welcome.
medicine, where we make medicine for the people. You know
Yes.
what I listened to on the way to work today? I'm not gonna lie. I listened to a little Spangle. I needed the medicine inside me. Now my medicine music sounds a little different than other people's medicine sometimes. You know, I've actually had. This is the funny thing here. I've actually had a medicine experience with music that. With the fucking Wallflowers, bud. Like where I was in a spot and a Wallflowers song I had heard come on. I've heard a trillion times came on as I was in the space. What's that?
Not one.
It wasn't One Headlight. It was 6th Avenue Heartache, and it was a really. But it was weird though, dude. Like it's like. This is a whole conversation for another day because the medicine is always where you least expect it, right? And I that's something that I've found, and sometimes I've gone in with high hopes for a lesson, with plant medicine or something, and it's just what my lesson was there is like, dude, you need to be grounded. You're done with head medicine right now. It's time to work on your heart and body right now. Like that's. The body thing. Don't worry about that. Just throw that out the fucking deal. That's just a lower half thing. It's a lower half thing. And so, but I've had these weird medicine moments with songs that I don't know that that's what their purpose was.
Oh, sure.
Until you learn that actually that's what musicians are feeling. And so
Totally.
I came to this understanding through a Wallflower song about appreciating the Lebenskunst, right? The art of when the moment that when the art is actually made, and two collaborating artists, like when that guitar player and the bassist, when they find that groove the first time, they're like, fuck yeah, that's the one right there. That's the one right there. And being present for that exact moment. Not the whole jam, not the refrain, just the moment when those two artists look at each other in the eyes and are like, we just made something. It's creation. It's Genesis, right?
Yeah.
It is.
And
yes.
And I got that from the goddamn
Wallflowers.
bud.
It can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere.
It's always so weird when you're in the middle of ceremony and you're really deep in a vision and the shaman starts playing the Wallflowers.
Yes. Yeah. Well, have
Singing.
you ever heard Wallflowers with shakapa and and other kind of shakers? And I mean, have you ever heard
who hasn't?
that? Like, who hasn't heard that version?
Who hasn't heard the
Get
medicine?
beat on the head with some dried plants.
No, man, I think I love that. I love when you have that moment with a song you've heard a million times.
Yes.
And you you hear it differently that one day because your emotional state is completely aligned with needing to hear it in that way that day.
1, 2, 3, Marlena's. Remember that song?
No.
Living la vida loca.
Yeah, that's the deal.
That was the one. You got to live your life crazy.
Listen, we have a rule around here in Makate. We can't sing Ricky Martin unless Mike is
here,
walking into the room. We have a
He's
producer.
always singing it.
He's just constantly singing.
This ain't Mike though too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weak. All right, Makate, thank you so much. We love you, brother.
Next Wednesday,
we'll
Potty
see you next
Talking
Wednesday.
Plant Medicine. We're gonna poll the people to see what they want to hear. Maybe we'll have a few more pictures from you. Not to put you on the spot, but maybe get your ass up on a mountain, pal.
Hey, can we end the show with Weathered Joy?
What's that?
Can we end the show with Weathered Joy?
That'd be amazing. That song, yeah. And right now that song's just on Bandcamp. I'll put it on SoundCloud too. I'll do that today. But it'll be on Spotify and all the places soon. So,
Fuck
but yeah, I'd be honored if you play that. That's yeah. Thank you.
It's my jam, dude. Now, how many people did you have singing on that?
So, yeah, I guess we'll do a quick rundown.
Yeah.
I'm playing that song. I'm singing the lead, obviously, and I'm playing the piano and I'm playing bass and I'm playing the big cymbal rushes. And I'm also singing in that choir moment.
What?
Yeah, so the choir is me and my friend Tomei, who's amazing. And next week, I'm going to share a song from him that I helped produce.
Why are those not coming?
And we do this thing together where we just layer a bunch of our voices. Like, there's probably 15 layers of me and Tomei. So that's just two male voices singing that choir.
Oh, I thought it was a bunch of girls. I really did.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We're just I added a little bit of MIDI choir of built-in digital choir thing.
You
but
trickster.
that's just fatten it out.
Oh, dude, the crescendo is one of my favorite little transitions in any song going right now, and it's an easy listen, and we're gonna fucking. It's a perfect song to have on the end of the
picture
show.
of the colored rocks that Makate was telling us about. I was able to pull
Red,
it up there.
yellow, blue.
Herfy
gold.
says, "Thanks, Brew.
Thanks, Brew.
Oh, Brew. Oh, that was heaps of fun, Brew. Oh, I love you guys.
All right, we love you,
Tits
too,
on,
Brew.
Brew.
Tits for miles,
Tits
Brew.
for miles, Brew.
Tits for miles, Brew. Chicky, chicky babes, eh?
See you, buddy. We love you.
Love you guys.
Later."
That was awesome.
Those rocks are sick. Makate is awesome. Dude.
He is awesome.
He's
awesome.
a guy that's living it. LIVIN. You know what I mean? All right. So everybody talks about, the pictures. It's very easy to show people the charmed, beautiful life that Makate lives. Now let's hear
We're going
a
to
little
keep
song
it low
here.
if you want to talk. Say, hey, thank you, guys. Thanks to
Okay.
our sponsors.
Let's do it. We do have sponsors. We love our sponsors. Native Hemp Extract, right here. 1,800 milligrams, total cannabinoid goodness. Get it down your gullet. They also have a 1,500 milligram CBG CBD blend. It's unbelievable. You need some CBD flower? You're going to go to nativehempextract.com. You're going to enter HOSO at checkout. You're going to get a significant discount. You're going to feel better because you're going to have high-quality medicine in your medicine cabinet. Bungeon Property Group, they help you buy dream homes.
Yep, they do.
That's what they do. And what you need to do is call in the middle of the night and talk about what you need when it comes to your dream home. Bo know how to grow medicine. He grows medicine. He helps you grow medicine. He gets you in a spot where you can be successful growing your own medicine. That's all we could ever want out of a sponsor. And a guy like Adam McChesney from Ms. Marketing, he's just trying to get your brand in front of people that want to use it. We talk about marketing. He is the missing piece of the puzzle to help you market your brand and your organization to get in front of the right people. James Carlton is fantastical. He's beautiful. He's got lovely hazel eyes. His number's 314-961-4800. He offers the best insurance products on the planet. He can even refi your house. You should give him a shout because chances are he's going to save you money. I got a text message on Christmas Eve from my gal Barbara over at James Carlton State Farm. My rates are going down again at the first of the year. They're just making this easier on me. They're making this easier and easier, and I'm trying to figure out ways to keep adding their products because I do feel like I'm going to better provide for my family. I am better providing for my family when I do business with James Carlton State Farm. Spanish Society Outreach. Well, what Brian Kessler's been doing is nothing short of amazing, considering where he came from. He used to be a piece of garbage. Now what he does, he's spending his entire adulthood making up for how bad he was as a kid, right? And all he wants to do is help people that need help.
Cool.
Real people that we know and touch, right?
Cool.
Not some like big organization we don't know where the money's getting funneled out to. Every dollar that you donate goes to somebody and helps them out.
I was crying reading in one of those posts last night. A
So
buddy of
good.
mine when I was a kid who got wedgied so hard by my friend's brothers that his underwear ripped and went over his head. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Jenny was like, "That's not funny, that's mean." And I was like, "You don't understand South City." That was like the great. He was honored to have these older brothers rip his underwear over his head. Well, he went and the Vibe Tribe helped him, and now he's got a job. He didn't have a job during COVID, and like this whole series of events of just saying how awesome St. Louis and the people were.
Sure.
Brian's a great example of that.
Guys, can we turn that thing up? I'll give him a shot of Makate, shot of Makate right in the mouth, and this is how we're going to end the show, guys.
The hillside of letting go. Do you remember late December? How the big wheel did turn. I was blinded, you were lightning right into my very we circle around in waves so intertwined and unbound by time. Courageous I stand, unafraid to show you who I really am. A boy turned into the pain that shattered my world and revealed the gold. What is gone but not forgotten? What can never be replaced? Like the river that just rolls by, still remains. Where the joy of sorrows lifted, where the peace of teardrops falling, this weathered heart that keeps on singing through it all. Out across the open meadow, see the wood smoke on the rise. Far away, a drum line sings you back to life.
He did forget one thing.
It was a major thing too, and I can't believe that son of a bitch forgot it.
What an idiot. What did he forget at the end of that song? Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's a show. It's
Oh man, I love that. I like
actual
Friends.
talent. You
I
know?
like Friends.
Friends with talent really makes our show
friends have
better. A lot of friends have talent. We not so much. But let's talk about some weed. You know what I mean?
Oh come on, guy. End the